All right, so here we are.
Hail Satan.
Hail Satan, that's right.
Hail Satan.
Tell me we don't work hard. We're mining salt on a Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me we don't work hard.
I'd rather be mining sleep, but you know.
Well, you know.
You've got kids. That's not happening.
Yeah, that's not going to happen anytime soon.
No, I've been awake for like the last 14 years of my life.
And we've got another 15 to go. 16.
God damn, woman, close your legs already.
Close your legs.
Well, no, we're done with that.
Yeah.
We're for sure done with that, aren't we, dear?
Oh, we are done.
Okay. Just want to clarify that.
We
make sure that everybody understands what's, you know, at this point, that is over. Okay.
She's pregnant, isn't she?
Oh, God, don't even joke
Oh,
about that.
my God.
Don't even joke about that.
Oh, I found a new way to trigger him.
For real.
Oh, really? That is triggering.
That is
for
triggering. For a father of 5, that's triggering. Oh, yeah.
And if you had any idea how much pain I was in for my last pregnancy, oh, yeah, that's triggering. That's fucking triggering.
That's right. It's the one you did with no epidural.
No, I'm talking about the whole front. Like,
well, the whole thing, you mean?
I couldn't remember, I couldn't even walk.
Yes, you can walk.
Oh, my God, I couldn't walk. I was, like, almost bedridden. It was ridiculous. Yeah, no. You want to trigger the fuck out of me? Yeah.
Why does it say, oh, God damn it. All right.
Do you want me to
go down to the corner store, get a pregnancy test?
Yeah.
No.
No. Damn you.
9.
Okay.
Stream derailed. So what? A minute or 2?
So, I wanted to do the YouTube crazy dudes and shit with the censorship and all that stuff, and I guess we'll get to that at some point. Yeah. Because it's funny when you put in a Google search or a YouTube search for what was it that I searched on
I don't know.
YouTube? It was the party is over or something.
Oh yeah, the YouTube party is over.
That's it exactly.
And but then I was chatting on Twitter and. Somebody suggested that I watch this video.
I don't know what you mean.
Always starting trouble, goddammit. That Carl made, and
all hell broke loose. Yes.
Well, I wouldn't call it all hell breaking loose. I mean, the Sargonites came out, and then some reasonable people came out and stuff, and I had reasonable conversation with some people, and then Carl shit all over himself again. And he has this weird obsession with my watch. I'm not quite sure why. Can anybody shed some light on that?
Well, I have a question for that. Does he happen to be an Apple fanboy at all?
I don't know. I assume that because he has like a very professional kind of rig, he might. Because the Apple computer tends to be the preferred way of doing podcasts and stuff. But I don't know. I have no.
He might be trying to engineer the situation to shit on you for not having an Apple Watch. Max Knopfs do that all the time.
I want a solid gold watch and one of those big necklaces with the big clocks hanging off of it.
You want to be what was it?
You want to be that one thing. Oh yeah, completely fucking racist.
Yeah.
I'm not racist.
You want to be that hype man for what was it? NWO? No, not in the. Fuck, I forget what rap people was. That's I know that's racist.
I want my bling. I want my bling.
Oh, so that's a black thing, is what you're saying. That's what you're saying, no? You're trying to make it sound like it's a black thing. I understand.
I want my bling.
So Carl made this video, and oh my God. The assault was palpable. He kept talking because it's about this rich black kid, right? Who's got 3 million something subs. 3 million, Carl. I know that sub count is a big deal for a lot of YouTubers.
Yeah.
3 million plus, Carl. 3 million. I don't have any. I got like 104. I'm nobody. But that black kid that got a video, 3 million plus subs. Just saying, Carl. I'm just saying. Also, he's got a gold watch.
Yes, apparently Carl seems to really like the watch.
Carl seems to be perturbed by this. It's fascinating because then he tried to get me to, I don't know what, because he's like, well, that's something about my socioeconomic status, and I'm like, how would you know what that is? I'm just saying. And by the way, my watch isn't gold; it's titanium.
By the way, Datno Fact is going to take a rain check because he's all over the place right now. So.
Okay, well, but what's funny is that, as so often happens, right? Trolls and Carl, I'd like to say Carl because I tweeted this to him directly. Carl, you can have whatever opinion you want, dude. I don't care, because I said, well, he's a self-professed disingenuous troll, worse to that effect, right? And I'm like, well, look, you said that you were trolling that Jess Phillips woman, right, a few weeks ago, about a month ago, maybe two by now, I don't know.
The
Internet time is weird.
I wouldn't even rape you thing.
Yeah, the I wouldn't even rape you thing. And then you said you were trolling her, which is fine. I don't care, troll. But then don't tell me you're not a troll, and don't be offended when I call you one.
Yeah.
Don't be offended. I'm fine with that. You can do that if you want. You know, freeze peach and everything.
Freeze that peach.
And then
free peaches?
Free
Ooh, I like peaches. I like peaches.
I like the fuzzy kind.
Oh yes.
I'm like a 70s man. You know, I like my peach fuzzy. Just saying. just saying. You know, I'm an old guy. You know. But and then I said that he's disingenuous. Well, because you are. I mean, that's clear. I mean, in this video, he says that the long and short of it, right? This is my interpretation, admittedly biased, is that he is making the
How's my phone?
Oh. He's making the implicit claim that somehow having money shields you from racism, which I think is, at best, a debatable point, but certainly not, you know.
I don't think he actually believes that.
I don't.
I think he's just trying to get shit stirred up.
Maybe, but then we're back to the point of, well, I mean, if you're gonna be a troll, that's okay, like I said. But if you're that good at it, don't be surprised when people call you a race realist or a racist or whatever, you know, or a sexist or, you know, misandrist, right?
Or a professional shit stain.
Or a professional shit stain, yeah. I mean, don't be surprised. It's like what's that Dave Chappelle joke from back in the day. I understand you're not a hooker, but you're wearing a hooker's uniform. You can wear whatever clothes you want, sweetheart. I'm down with that. If you want to wear a turtleneck with your titties hanging out the top and like a skirt that's like the height of a belt, that's on you. You can do that. I don't mind. But it's reasonable to assume that your cooch is going to be a little cold. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's like that. It's like that song that was popular when I was working at Walmart. I ain't saying she's a gold digger, but she ain't messing with no broke nigger.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm not saying you're a gold digger, but you know, look. But the thing of it is that everybody wants shit to break their way, right? I can't assume in the affirmative, like something positive about shit. I go with the worst because I know what human beings tend to be like, and most human beings are shitbags. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Our kids, you know, collectively, mine probably too, at least one of them, might indeed grow up to be a very, very unpleasant person. I love them dearly, but our kids are kids, right? They grow up to be their own grown-ups. And clearly, if there are asshole grown-ups, there must have been asshole kids. And so there we are. You know, you want me to? Oh my God, it was so preposterously funny because he has in the video he has
And let me just
he says something about that nice gold watch
let me just say
more
this.
than once.
Let me just say this. Sargon, you're not that important. You're just the focus of my lulls right now because Davis Arini had been the focus of my lulls for a while, and then Matt Fournier,
And no one thinks of
and
Davis
then Jenny
Arini or Matt Fournier.
McDermott and stuff like that. So this is just, you know.
Oh yeah, I got that. I got that argument on Twitter too. You know, he's important or whatever. Like, no, he's just who I'm laughing at right now because he ain't got that gold watch. I'm just saying, gold watch. I don't have a gold watch. I think
You have a gold.
I think I have a gold colored watch.
A gold colored one.
But my regular watch it's not gold color. It's titanium. But that's because it's hypoallergenic and shit or whatever. So it's not. It doesn't. I have sensitive skin.
Oh.
And I don't want to have blemishes on it.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Oh my God! The world is going into a handbasket or something like that.
Yes,
Joe has
exactly.
a sensitive side.
Yes, Joe's got blemishes.
I'm in touch with my feminine side, Carl. Don't mock me for it. I invited him on the stream. I was like, well, yeah, show up. We're gonna be talking about you. You might as well show up.
Look, he couldn't answer my question. He doesn't want to be on the stream. So fine.
And don't tell me I'm not important because he was tweeting at me for a while.
Yeah. He likes trolling. What do you want?
So I'm saying, if you're gonna troll, don't complain that people, respond to it. Because in the thing he was talking about that, he was like, well, then unfollow me, don't talk to me. I'm like, oh, dude, chill out.
Sargon said that?
Yeah, he was like,
don't
let
follow
me see
me?
don't talk to me is what he said.
Sargon said that? Are
Yeah.
you sure?
Yes, I'm sure. Yes, I'm sure.
Oh my God, did Sargon literally try to? That's funny.
I'm gonna let me see if I can find it because I don't want to, misquote the man or anything,
Yes, we need the direct quote and timestamp and word for word and.
Oh, where the fuck did it go?
Of course.
Of course. When you want to find something, you never can.
I never can.
Well, is it possible he just can't even right now?
I can't.
It might be.
Even.
It might be.
I can't even. Whatever. Just look,
I had the thread just a second ago.
Well, now you've
lost
the
wait.
thread.
I think
now you've lost the thread.
I said to him, he said, let's see. Somebody said that I should do a video about Carl not understanding what's going on here, right?
Yeah.
And let's take a second, right? What's going on here is the argument that it's the argument of privilege, right?
Yeah.
Everybody knows that meme where the rich black guy is next to the poor homeless white guy.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, who's privileged now, bitch? Right? That sort of a thing, right? And no one says that, or at least I don't, right? The guy in the video says that, I think, words to that effect.
I'm sorry, but the black guy was an idiot when he said, the white homeless dude has more privilege than he does.
Yeah.
If he's speaking from a financial standpoint or from being able to live in a house or feed yourself or clothe yourself, no, dude, sorry.
Clearly, the white dude has less privilege than you. Clearly.
I'll be right back.
Right? And Daniel Fact was going on about it, and I was talking about it. And it's one of these things, right, that oddly, whether you like to admit it or not, this is the crux of what the feminists call intersectional feminism.
Yeah.
Right? You can't divorce these things.
No, you
sometimes you're privileged in certain circumstances, and sometimes you're not.
Yeah.
Yeah. The world isn't fair. Deal with it.
Yeah, some days the bear's gonna get you, some days you're gonna get the bear.
I like the example, right, that where we currently live, right? Being white, I have privilege. However, if I were to go into, say, the Bronx or whatever at midnight or 2 a.m., I don't have so much privilege anymore.
probably not.
Yeah, no. You know?
Well, but it's a thing. It's a thing. You cannot divorce these things one from another.
Yeah, you know. So
So the black guy does it. He's wrong. Right? The black guy says that the white guy will always have more privilege or something. He's fucking stupid.
Yeah, that is.
But then Carl says that money protects you from racism. Or no, well, no. Let me be clear. He doesn't say that outright.
What
the fuck are you doing? Never mind. He implies it very strongly, and he doesn't like the idea that people reasonably interpret that. But he doesn't mind interpreting shit that's beneficial to him.
Yeah.
Huh?
Well, about rich people not meeting or never experiencing racism. Black Lives Matter UK, recent example. I don't know. Air pollution is racist.
Air pollution.
So if you're rich, therefore you are a racist, which is a racist premise. I don't know.
Glaciers are racist.
Glaciers are racist too. Well, look, I get what they're saying, but I don't credit it as being accurate. It's just
no. But the way it's being said, it is racist the way they say it.
Oh, no.
If you're rich, therefore this, it is racist or discrimination or insert whatever. So yeah, it works two ways.
Well, that's the thing, right? Because you look. The fact is that, right? If you're a white homeless person, you're probably going to get more shit than an attractive black woman who lives in Midtown Manhattan, right?
Yes.
You're probably going to get shit on a lot more and treated like crap a lot more if you stink like you haven't showered in a month and a half and you shit in your pants and you haven't eaten well. And that happens. That's if y'all ever been to New York.
Oh, God.
That's a thing there, right? I mean, sometimes in the subway you can see an empty car during rush hour. That's not because people don't want to sit.
You reminded me of something. When I went to pick your mother up last time when she visited, right? I had to go pick her up at the train station in the city, right? And so I get there, pick her up with her friend. We're driving back, and I had to stop at a stoplight, and there's like, it's the city, right? So tons of people crossing the road.
Street,
And there's this homeless dude. I felt so bad. He was crossing the street, and the pants he had on, obviously, were way too big for him. He was like this skinny dude.
Oh, so he was flashing motherfuckers.
Oh, my God, they were falling down, and his cock was hanging out. And I was like, and your mother is sitting in the front seat. And she goes, in Spanish, I guess something to the effect of, oh, my God, like, what the fuck is that? You know? And I was like, it's just another day in the city. You know? But I felt so bad for the dude. Like, he couldn't keep his pants up. I was like, oh, my God. He's, like, trying to, oh, my God.
Why is it every time I join a hangout, I hear something about people not being able to keep their pants on?
That or cocks hanging out.
You know, so definitely that guy does not have privilege when it comes to, you know, much of anything. You know? I mean,
that's just it. I mean, you can't just
he didn't even have pants privilege. I mean, like, he didn't have the privilege of having pants.
Of having a pair of pants that fucking fit.
Yeah, you know, like.
So clearly, this is a thing. But again, right? Which I told Dan no fact on Twitter. Like, that's intersectional theory, man.
Mm-hmm.
Where there are confluences of circumstances and things that obtain in individual people's lives that cause all sorts of shit. Because that Republican dude, the black pizza guy.
Who?
The guy that owned the Pizza Empire that ran for president a few years back.
I don't even remember that one.
I don't remember his name.
Yeah, neither do I. He also ran. But he was the black dude with the cowboy hat on.
Yeah.
That he owns like some pizza chain or some shit. He's a millionaire.
Alan West?
Huh?
Alan West?
Oh, Owen West? No, wait.
No.
Now she's going to go find out.
Great, now I gotta go find out.
Well,
that nigga got more privilege than me.
don't get pregnant while you're looking.
Yeah. Don't look too hard. And this YouTube kid, right? This kid, I don't even know his fucking name. I just want to call him Bright Eyes because Carl was on about his eyes being pretty.
Yeah.
What?
He was.
Was he trying to make a prison joke or what?
No, I think he was trying to make like a gay joke or like an effeminate joke, which I thought was funny because he also tried to make an age joke about the dude, and I'm like, yeah, well that means
Kane. No.
Oh yeah, Herman Cain.
Herman Cain, right? Yeah, that dude.
That fucking nut job. Yes, and he was trying to make Carl was trying to make a point, I guess, about the guy maybe being sort of effeminate, which I found funny because like. Yeah, that's what I said about Vern. I'm saying that's what I said about Vern, and somehow that was mean and bad. and I thought,
Hail Satan.
Hail Satan.
Hail Satan.
That no fact is in the chat, and he says it's a pity that people who promote intersectionality often neglect to talk about class. It's all about race and gender. And I agree.
That's a problem. That's problematic.
To the idiot of the room, which would be I, Lord Nurgle, explain to me what intersectionality actually is, because I've heard multiple different just weird ways of talking about it. It's mainly in the feminist sense.
Yeah.
Okay, look, let me boil it down to what the theory in its most charitable interpretation is, right? In the best possible light, what it is understanding that in the term for feminists, right? It's the racism and sexism shit, but in real terms, it's you cannot discount or pry apart the circumstances that obtain in an individual person's life. That is to say, their point of view is particular to them, and it's the aggregate, it's the result, not the aggregate, it's the result of their upbringing, their sex, their gender, their cultural group, their ethnicity, their all of the rest of it, right? And so when they're talking about it, what they'll say is something like, well, a black woman is oppressed because she's black, and she is also oppressed because she's a woman. But that, if you look at how theories are supposed to work, the rule is some human being X, right, is affected in some way by circumstances A, B, and C, and attributes G, F, and I. And do you see what I'm saying?
Sounds complicated.
Well, it's
well, I mean, the thing is when you look at the oppression Olympics, when you look at feminism and all that stuff, when they bring up the whole intersectionality thing, it all just gets confusing to me. But then again, I just woke up, so.
Join the party, same here.
It is.
I think one of the easy ways to sort of explain intersectionality is because when feminism was in its first and second wave, right, it was all about white middle class
women. Yes, it was just
intersectionality came in because black women and women of color were being left out of the equation.
Look, in the 70s, there was a thing called the Combahee River Collective, right, which was a bunch of feminists who were black women that came together, and I think it was in upstate New York, and they drafted this manifesto where that's what they were saying. Well, look, feminism is great at dealing with middle-class white women's issues.
Yeah.
But it's not doing shit for us.
Exactly, but it's not doing shit for us, and we're going this route, and feminism is like this, and that's where you get people like Bell Hooks and that really tall, big, I forget her name too.
Yeah. The one that was on the
that monster of a woman with
Sarkeesian.
With Penny.
Bell Hooks is crazy.
Yeah, she's kind of nuts. Yeah.
But the intersectionality was when the black poor woman sort of met feminism.
Met the white wealthy woman and, well, what the fuck you doing
and
for
so,
me?
So the only way to come together was to create like an intersectionality, right?
Well,
that
they
women,
called it that. They theorized
yeah,
this.
exactly. So women were oppressed, but then you have the intersection of the race and
if you're a woman, or if you're a lesbian woman or whatever. So these different things affect you in different ways. And now, I don't credit all of what they're saying, but the theory does make sense when you look at it objectively, right?
Wait, there's a thing here. Lonely Wolf says, within the intersectional Venn diagram circles, SJWs ignore diversity politics.
Sure.
They won't talk about black Trump supporters or blacks who oppose BLM. Intersectionality only cares about lefties.
Well, yes, kind of, yeah.
Well,
because
SJWs in general don't care about anybody that doesn't fit their narrative. If the argument we're talking about was within the realm of racism, and they're talking about Black Lives Matters, whenever black people come in and say, well, Black Lives Matters is full of shit, when that happens, they just tend to shove them aside and say, you don't know what you're talking about, just go away.
Well, yeah.
And that's the way SJWs operate. They always operated that way.
Because that destroys the narrative, right? If you're saying that people like Trump are racist and they oppress people of color or whatever, if you point out that some people of color are voting for Trump or like Trump, right? That
Absolutely.
destroys the narrative, because there's a segment of the population you're talking about that doesn't agree with you, you know, so...
And it doesn't fit the identity that you've defined for them.
Yes, exactly.
And that's absolutely a problem. That's why I take great pains to note that intersectionality is just a theory, a social theory, right? And the way that feminists apply it is, of course, partisan and skewed to their storyline, their narrative.
It's like social justice, right? Social justice is a thing, and social justice in and of itself is not a bad thing. But these people like social justice warriors have shit all over social justice.
Yeah.
Right? They've taken the concepts of social justice and stretched them so far.
It's like the word, the racism of the word nigger. You just keep using it and using it and using it.
Or misogyny.
It waters down the meaning of the word. It's
exactly.
like this word misogyny. I can't stand the word misogyny because it's got no meaning at all anymore. When people say misogynist and they say misogyny, all I think is, oh, in other words, you just don't like it.
Yeah.
Because now when I see this word, I looked it up, and goddamn, I so need to make a video about this. But I was looking it up, and I was like, okay, the word misogyny means literal hate towards women.
Right.
These idiots, they go around and they throw this word in like at video games. They're like, oh well, anime is misogynist. Lara Croft is misogynist. I'm like, so what you're saying is it's misogyny and hatred towards women for liking the look or enjoying the sexuality of a female character. That's misogyny. That makes no fucking sense. I do not hate Lara Croft because she's sexy. I like Lara Croft because she's sexy. That makes no sense.
I know you're into chaos and whatnot, but are you seriously expecting a third wave feminist to be consistent?
I've never said that I've expected them to be consistent. I'm just trying to make my point about the whole word misogyny and how these people they're more about. It's not about accomplishing a goal. It's not about doing something and getting somewhere. It's about complaining, bitching, and whining to make yourself feel better as if you accomplished something in your life, when you really haven't done a goddamn thing.
Well, that's the problem with the entire feminist notion, which during the second wave maybe made some kind of sense, but the notion of the personal is political, right? And that's why I accuse feminists so often of being anti-science and things like that, because when
technically they are.
Well, yeah. When you take this theory, this is a social theory, and like any theory, it has its limits. It has its explanatory limits, right? It cannot explain everything. If it did, it would cease to be theory in that sense, and it would become a set of laws or maxims.
Yeah, because it's not a scientific theory, right? It's just
well, but even if it were, even if they could, figure everything out, then it would stop being a theory.
What I'm saying is, when you hear the word
theory, they mean something entirely different than what the theory means, than what the word means for scientists.
Like theory of evolution, theory of gravity.
Right. It means something different for them. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, one thing I would say is, if you look at shit, I just thought about what I was gonna say. Oh, if you look at feminism, like one of the best explanations about like the whole feminist thing and where third wave feminism is, in my opinion, is from what's her name, Liana Kay. She did a series about gamers and feminism, and she did a really good job explaining it, regardless of what you think about this woman or not. She did a very good job in there, and really showed an idea of what kind of craziness we're looking at these days when you look at the feminism stuff. I don't know. It makes my head spin, and some days I go, I've just got to step away.
Well, look.
Stop thinking.
the thing about it is that like any dogma, like any set of irrational beliefs, right? If you pull away one, then the rest of them fall apart. And the problem with what they're doing is that they have coined the idea, coined the term of microaggression, right? Which is a real thing if you understand how people work. Passive aggressiveness is that, right? Treating you kind of like shit, but not really because you're not allowed to, right?
Being a douchebag to be a douchebag.
Right. And but then they go and they use that to bridge the gap between being an oppressed or marginalized group,
right,
and literally everything else. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you.
Everything from a mean look to anything else, right? To hi, how you doing? You remember that video that they did, the supposedly 10-hour long
that woman
video
walking around.
The chick walking through the street.
Right, yeah, some dude actually just said good morning or something, right? Oh. And that's misogyny. That's harassment and shit.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Well, there's one thing I do know is if your name is humongous, that's also sexual harassment.
That could be sexual harassment, yes.
It is. It's
dad jokes are definitely sexual harassment.
Yes.
Well, I mean, these people, the thing that bothers me is how miserable of a human being a lot of these people are, because I'm going, you've spent, like, everybody else goes and watches a movie and they see how cool this movie is and how good it is. You come out of it and going, this movie was sexist, misogynist filth.
Well,
how did you get that conclusion whenever you were in there? Because your mind does not obviously work right. You obviously need a new brain. If only they had a brain.
I've said this before, right? What a miserable life it must be to go through every minute of every day experiencing something negative, like sexism or oppression, or like how miserable
to see everything in that way.
You see it, that you see everything in the world like that.
I don't know, how much is a gold watch?
How much is a gold watch?
I just never quite understood why they do what they do and the way they act I mean, it's just I don't get how miserable a person has to be that way. It honestly,
it's easy.
Look at it. It has to have something to do with their history. It has something to do with their childhood. Something to do with when they were growing up and the way they were treated. A lot of them, you can honestly tell, they were obviously really, really heavily bullied when they were in high school or something, and they never got over it and never grew past it. I mean, you're looking at that pampered generation that grew up going, you are always a winner, Billy. You get a trophy, no matter what. There are no losers here. And that's what they grew up in. And they don't know how to live the real world because the real world was always hidden from them. And here comes the real world when they get out of college after learning about gender studies or whatever bullshit they went and studied. They get out of college, they hit the real world and find out that no one gives a goddamn about how they feel and what the fuck is going on in the world.
I hate to be reductionist. I really don't like it. These things are complicated, but if it helps, it might help you to get a handle on it. And I mean the listeners is if you think of it in terms of, and I hate Evo Psych too, but if you think of it in terms of collectivism versus individualism,
Yeah.
that's one aspect of where this is coming from, right? The people that are used to being part of a group, right?
Yeah.
They learn to rely on the power of that group. But so then they to the extreme because of those things you were talking about, right? Your upbringing and all the negative experiences of like being picked on and all that kind of shit. But then on the other is it's the same cause, right? This being protected from the world and how things work.
Yeah.
But the result is that you don't learn how to trust other people. You don't learn how to deal with other people, and that's a great part of the problem that I see with the Manispherian dudes. Is like, dude, okay, they're a kike, I get it. Okay, they're Jewish.
Yeah.
I don't think you need to keep mentioning that.
Yeah.
If you're gonna have a productive discussion, stop trolling people. Yeah, oh, but my free speech. Well, yes, you can say it. You can say it, but people will stop talking to you.
You can say anything you want
Sargon.
in this country. Free speech is allowed anywhere you go
Yep.
in this country. But there's one thing people forget is that free speech is only freedom of the consequences of being prosecuted by the law. It's not freedom of the consequences of the dumbass shit you said.
Yeah, and
If I went outside right now and said, and please, I'm sorry for using this language, but if I went outside right now and said, I hate Negroes,
it's okay.
somebody's going to come up and call me an asshole. It's just bound to happen.
Oh,
yeah.
You can say you hate niggers. That's okay.
You can say it. But if you know, if you say it on like 207th Street,
You're probably going to get shot.
You might get your ass beat, and you're free to say it, but it doesn't mean you have to, and it doesn't mean that it's productive. Because
the scene from Die Hard 3 comes into mind.
Oh yeah,
where they make them wear the placard.
Oh, but what's my free speech? Yeah, you're dead, mate.
Yeah, I mean you can, and that's fine. Look, I got no problem with it. You know, like somebody was well, they always do, right? The trolls come out and say, "Oh, well, you're salty." Like, no, dude, you can say it. I don't care. But if people look at you and go, "Oh, dude, that's some racist shit," or "What the fuck, dude, you're a racist," don't complain to me. Don't. I mean, if you make your money, this is how Carl makes his money. He makes his money race baiting people. Yeah. That's what he does. Don't complain when people call you a racist. Because I had this argument. I have had this argument. I don't know how many motherfucking times. That picture of the girls that spell out the word nigger, but with the 2 asterisks.
Oh, you're ringing this up again?
Yeah, says nigger. Yeah, because somebody was like, well, where did Carl say that money protects you from racism? That's the fucking theme of the video. That's what he's fucking talking about.
You know, I was race baited by Gail Simone. Do y'all know who Gail Simone is?
No, I don't.
Oh, really?
She's the writer, the guy that wrote the current Batgirl books, Cameron Stewart. It's the writer before him who wrote all the New 52 Batgirl books. She tried to race bait me about a week ago. Sorry, you made me think about that when you said race baiting. And it was a stupid conversation too. It was just like you said. These people, they go straight to race. They go straight to something like that. Because they were talking about... Go ahead.
The problem is, look, here's the thing.
Guys, I got a job.
I don't have
I'll see you guys
later.
All
right.
I don't even have a problem. I honestly don't have a problem if you happen to be a racist. I'm not saying you. I'm saying in general, right?
Yeah,
I really don't. If you have these beliefs, okay. you know what? I don't try to stop every church meeting because I disagree with their beliefs. You're entitled. Go to church. Go to the mosque. Go to synagogue. I don't care. Have your beliefs. But it's kind of a little like, you know, you come out of the synagogue and you're black, right? Like Sammy Davis Jr., right? You come out of the synagogue and somebody says, "You're a Jew!" And the manosphere has so many race realists. And of course, not everyone is. And of course, there are reasonable people. But I can't stop to find out. You see what I'm saying? Just
Yeah,
like
I understand.
You can't ask a cop. You can't ask a cop to go up to a group of motherfuckers that they look like they came out of a Spike Lee gang movie and shit, and be like, "Yeah, give me all your IDs. I'm gonna check if you have criminal arrest records or something." Right? No, he may get shot or stabbed, right? So he's got to make that assumption.
Yep.
He's got to make that assumption. The thing of it is, a lot of people don't like it when it's made in regards to them, right? I'm okay if you think that, like, I got a car sitting on blocks in front of my house, because when I was little, we actually had a car on blocks in front of my house. I got no problem with that. I don't now, but I don't, if I tell you, listen, nah, it's not like that for all of us. Well, don't fucking tell me, well, I said hashtag not all. Look, jackass, if you're AIU, you're a race realist, And if you're Carl, dude, all of your associations, a lot of your videos, and a lot of what you say sounds like race baiting. I'm not going to get to know you better. I'm not going to go out to dinner with you and interview you and find out if you're a nice guy or not. I'm going to assume that this is what you are. That doesn't make me mad. Everybody thinks they're special nowadays. Like, you ain't that special. If I was going to get mad at a racist, I would pick, like, David Duke or, back in the day before he died, Strom Thurmond.
Oh, yeah.
That guy was in the fucking Senate forever, or the House forever.
Yeah.
I mean, he was still in the mid-'80s. He was like, them niggers, like, dude, like that embarrassing grandpa you got.
Yeah.
That the embarrassing aunt or uncle.
The problem is, it's like a whole nation is embarrassed, going, yeah. Don't look at grandpa.
Don't talk about Trump. Please don't mention Trump. Please don't mention Trump. And that's the thing. It's not anger so much as it is hilarity. Because I'm sitting there going, wait a minute. What's the deal with the gold watch? Motherfucker, buy a gold watch. I would, if I was Carl, I would make a video and I would say, hey, you remember that guy that had the gold watch? When I found out what kind of gold watch it was, I got one, la, 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 la. If you're going to be a 12-year-old, be a 12-year-old, right? If you're going to attention whore, then attention whore.
Yeah.
And I would be good with that. I would be okay with that. I'd be like, look, he's got money. He wanted to buy a watch because he saw that this guy had one. Okay, good, cool, terrific. But the salt. Have you guys seen this video?
No, I haven't.
I can't say that I have, no.
Oh my God, you gotta go watch it. And you don't do it now, obviously, but oh my God. He has a thing where he flashes something like, Look at that watch, or how about that watch, Trey? I think the guy's name is Trey. Like 3 or 4 times. Like, dude, chill out with the watch already.
Chill out with the watch already.
Like, if you want a fucking watch, go buy a fucking watch. You got some money, go buy one.
Yeah, seriously.
Like, stop bitching at this nigga because he got a watch. Like, what? Okay, so I'm supposed to go to the watch store and buy the shittiest watch I can find.
Yeah, if I got money, fuck that shit.
Then I'm buying a nice watch. I mean, I have
That's something that gets on my nerves, is people always get all pissy about certain other people just because they have money, and they go and they use their money. I'm like, you know what? If I have fucking money, I'm going to go use it. I'm going to enjoy having the money that I have, regardless of what it is, how I made it. If I'm making money because of YouTube, I'm going to enjoy that money. So what?
Look, my dad knew a guy who he used to go hunting with all the time, who owned his own shipping company, okay? And I'm not talking about just shipping with, you know, trucks or whatever. I'm talking about, like, overseas, humongous ships that...
Freighters.
Yeah,
That's
freighters.
sexual harassment. You said humongous.
Humongous! I said humongous!
Also, freighters are phallic symbols.
Look. And so my dad, right, he would hang out with this guy at, like, these swanky, you know, hunting clubs and stuff. And one day he got invited for a dinner party where the guy bought a castle in Scotland just to host a medieval dinner.
He wanted to cosplay.
Yeah, kind of thing,
My
right?
God.
I mean, if you've got that kind of money,
Then, more power to you.
yeah, more power to
I
you.
really don't care if you stole it or if you, like, killed a bunch of people for it. Unless you get prosecuted, I really don't care. Or unless, you know, like with the Kennedys, right? Everybody forgets that the Kennedys were bootleggers.
Yeah.
Before they were respectable, they was some knee shooting motherfuckers, you know.
Before they were
They were not
respectable,
nice
they was
people.
once assholes.
Yeah, they was.
Well,
And, you know, I remember my dad saying, Jesus Christ, he's like, he bought a fucking castle in Scotland, and he was flying all his friends there for free, right? And my dad's like, Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, that's just some my dick is bigger than yours
Yeah,
shit like
yeah,
that.
but no, but they were good friends, right? And my dad's like,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I'm like, Dad, he's got the money. To him, right, $100 is like a penny. You know, not even a penny, you know? So to him, if he's got the money, let him do what he wants with it. Fuck.
And Carl was quite, you know.
Wait, I think
I'm sorry. I'm still waking up. Really.
It's noon
It's
and
not
I just
much.
woke up, so don't feel
What's with
bad.
these
No,
sleepy
but-
motherfuckers?
I've got a saying in my head. It's something. Well, I'm pretty sure it's used in the English language as well. Is you can't take it with you if you die or when you die. So spend it, use it, have fun, enjoy your life.
I know. I mean, the thing is
Yeah.
most of us, the reason we have the money we have, and we have that money to spend on a badass computer or some fancy-ass clothes, whatever the fuck it is, we worked our asses off to get that fucking money, and it doesn't goddamn matter. Some people, yeah, they inherit their shit. They're just handed shit.
Mhm.
They're, as you would say, privileged enough to be like that. But a lot of us, we worked our asses off for money, and it pisses me off when motherfuckers get all pissy about somebody because they have money. Well, so fucking what? They have money. I bet you what you don't know is you don't know what they did to get to obtain that amount of money.
Some
They
people
may
do
have-
work their asses off.
Yeah.
Some people do. You know, not everybody, but
Some people are, like, born into being rich, right? But
Trump is an example.
Yeah.
You know, he was born into money.
But a lot of people do work their asses out. Look, the guy that I was just talking about that was my dad's friend, he grew up in poverty. He built that company himself, right? I mean, that was his company from top to bottom. He built that thing, right? And so he, as far as I was concerned, he worked his ass off to be able to get that castle in Scotland, you know, and do whatever the fuck he wanted to do with it. You know?
Exactly. I mean, but that's the one thing I love about rich ass people that that come from a state of poverty that worked their ass off to get where they are, because it creates a sense of humility with them, though.
Yeah.
They tend to actually appreciate the shit that they have and what they have. Idiots like, and I'm not mocking him because he's a politician, but people like Donald Trump that were born into a rich family, or Kim Kardashian, they never had to live that hard life that made them appreciate the good things that they have now.
Well, again, like the guy I was talking about, my dad's friend, right? He never bought fancy hunting gear or whatever. He looked like just one of the regular guys. He hung out with my dad, who wasn't rich, and most of the other guys that weren't rich, because he wasn't like a snob, right? He knew what it was like to be a regular person, and so he never came off with this air of superiority. And every once in a while, he'd do something flamboyant, like what he did there. But otherwise, he was just a really down-to-earth, like, you wouldn't even know he was rich in his day-to-day life. Like, he drove a Suburban, but that was about it. right? You know.
Look,
So.
look. Here's the thing, right? Somebody said that I should. I said that I don't think either Carl doesn't understand what he's talking about, or that he's being obtuse, or something like that. And so the guy says to me, you should do a video about it. And I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not, because I don't treat Carl seriously. I don't, because he's admitted, right? He said that he trolls people. And I'm not going to have or try to have a serious conversation with somebody who is a self-professed troll.
Yeah.
You can be a self-professed troll if you want to be one.
Yes.
I'm not going to have a conversation of substance with you because of that, though, right?
Yeah.
Just like some people wouldn't have a conversation with me because of where I'm from, or the color of my skin, or how much money I make or don't make, right? But that's me. Now, Carl says to me, he comes back to me and he says, "Lol, this explains your socioeconomic status." And I would say, Carl, I don't think you understand economics.
But economics has nothing to do with class.
But
remember?
economics, on Carl's view, apparently, economics has nothing to do with class. Don't ask me how he gets there. I'm just saying. But I told him, I'm not the one pining over a watch. I'm not the one that, that keeps going on about the watch. And he says, I'm sure your arm is just loaded with gold watches. Like, dude, that's not how my worth is measured. And when I had money, when I was single, right? Because we've got money now, it's just not mine, it's the kids. But when I had my own money, I had a very nice watch. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
It wasn't a Rolex, and it wasn't gold, because I think gold is gaudy.
Yeah. Oh
but that's a personal thing. But
gold is gaudy.
I actually had a bespoke suit.
Yes.
Which most people don't even know what the fuck that is. And I had a fedora, that was an actual fedora, not a trilby. I was wearing cufflinks before they were cool, because I worked in New York, and I had to give presentations all the time, right? And people with money don't want to look at you and go, why is this poor motherfucker giving me lessons on how to make more money, or how to run my website, or how to do this, or how, right? So, I had to have this stuff. I'm not particularly fond of it. And now, I have to feed my kids. So they,
So thus ends
the death. That's right. I haven't worn a nice suit in years.
He has no nice clothes left anymore. The poor man has, spit on one shoulder. And
everything. I've got baby schmutz and little kid schmutz and all sorts of crap.
I'm sure Eon knows exactly how you
feel.
And I do not have a custom-made sword for me that I got from an actual swordsmith. I'm sorry, Carl. I'm just not in your league because, reasons.
My subs.
Yeah, my subs. and by the way, this black kid has more than 3 million subs.
Damn.
Which I'm sure played absolutely no part at all in Carl making a video about him and his gold watch.
Yeah.
None at all. I don't care how much money people make. If the ideas are good, they're good, right? Feminism, they have some good ideas. Very few, unfortunately, nowadays. But I listen to them. And I listen to other people that are anti-feminists. And I even listen to the race realists.
I've always said, when it comes to all these folks, feminists, all these SJWs, a lot of the stuff that they go after and they want to talk about actually does have some sense to it. There is some good, valid points in there. The problem is those points are overshadowed and completely off the rails with these folks because they're focused on other things rather than the main thing.
Well, that's why I said that I wouldn't have a serious conversation with Carl, because although he may have very good points about things, and he does, he's made videos where I go, oh yeah, he's got a point there. That makes sense. Yeah, okay, yeah. But since you supported the Davis-Arini abortion, and the EDL supports you and you didn't explicitly tell me, otherwise, I'm sorry, but these are voluntary associations, right? It's not the same to say, oh, well, you're in the EDL, therefore you're a racist, as it is to say, oh, well, you're a white guy and you're a racist, or you're a black guy and you're a racist. You don't pick your skin color, but you voluntarily pick these associations.
Mm-hmm.
And if you shit all over yourself when you pick them, don't bitch at me.
Oh, but there's no guilt by association. But then there is for feminists, because
But all feminists are supremacists, remember?
Yeah, there's always a guilt association with these people. I mean, just look at I always have to come back to this because it's what I know the most about. Is look at what happened with Gamergate. If you were a feminist and you came out and you used that hashtag, you were wrapped in with the rest of them and said, "Well, look, you used the hashtag, therefore you are one of them."
Oh yeah.
There was a lot of tribalism going on with that shit, and it's still going on, and they're still pushing this narrative. I don't know where it's coming from, especially recently with Ralph Retort when he got arrested. My God!
Yes.
Do you know how many goddamn idiot websites thought that? Here's the Crash Override Network leaks showing all the people that were against it are just shit-headed asshole motherfuckers that wanted to hurt people's lives and destroy people.
Yep.
But let's ignore that in the media. Let's ignore this big story that would actually been worth running, and let's talk about some random ass monkey in Richmond, Virginia that got arrested for being drunk.
Well, I do got to say, just because I think he's not a nice guy, I'm kind of happy about it. But,
I actually know Ralph personally. He's not a bad dude. It's just I'm like, why are we focused on this? This is stupid.
Yeah, and didn't they?
It's like people get arrested every day.
And didn't most people who were writing about this call him the leader of Gamergate?
Yes, they called him the leader.
I thought that was
I thought
weird.
that was hilarious. I'm like, whoa, Ralph, you're giving him too much credit here. He's not.
Well, and that's the thing, and I'm like I said, I'm a friend of Ralph's, okay, and so I don't want to talk actual shit about him because he's not a bad dude. Hold on a second.
I'll take your word for it.
I've had interactions with Ralph, and actually, he's been quite reasonable. I will say that, and he's been pleasant when you're pleasant back.
Okay, well,
so this is the thing with Ralph, and I've told him this. Now, I have absolutely 100% said this to him, and I'm going to say it now, which is that with Ralph, he does a very good job covering news. He's really good at taking the research and translating it to a very valid article about something. But what he sucks at is when he wants to write these crazy hit pieces and call people shitheads. And I haven't, and that's his prerogative if that's what he wants to do. But the thing was, and I've had him on my streams, and I've actually told him this in person, or not in person, but on streams.
Yeah.
Hell, he doesn't live that far away from me, actually. I could go visit him if I wanted to. But the thing that kills me about it is that you ran off calling this guy the leader of Gamergate, and the majority of people that supported Gamergate absolutely despise the guy.
Yeah,
a lot of people hate him. And then the media's like, well, why are you guys attacking back? Why are you guys freaking out? Because nobody was happy with him, and you're calling him the leader of it.
Because why?
Because Brianna Wu said it. Now, how the hell does Brianna Wu say something and people take it seriously these days? I don't understand.
Yeah, no, I don't think I'd ever do that. But why do they not like him, though?
He's a very aggressive individual, and he is very known to attack his own. Like, I don't want to say a lot of crazy things about him because the guy's a good guy, but he's had some questionable individuals work on his site and run stuff for his site, and these questionable individuals have done some mean things. Like, there was a woman that was within Gamergate that committed suicide. She jumped in front of a train, and one of the individuals on his site wrote an entire smear piece article about her dying. Cult of Vivian, who is now just Nicole now, she was kind of run out of the whole hashtag because a lot of articles that he ran about his personal vendetta towards her. Like I said, I don't know a full-blown detail, but there's a lot of people that do not like him, and a lot of people that despise the stuff that he did. And if it wasn't for Gamergate, he probably wouldn't be as popular as he is now. And I have nothing against his popularity and his success. I'm happy for the man. But to go around and call him the leader of Gamergate pissed a lot of people off. And what really pissed people off was Brianna Wu started this because she has this personal vendetta with him.
Yeah,
Apparently,
she does.
she was doxxed by him, which wasn't the case. The thing was someone had put pictures up, or had actually knew where she lived, took pictures of her house, and showed proof that basically when she said that she had to leave because of Gamergate's harassment, she felt threatened. She never actually left her house. That was the problem.
Yeah.
And he published these pictures, and I want to say maybe there was a picture that had her address in it from the house, because it was pictures of her actual home.
Right.
And she was saying that he was doxing her, to call harassment on her.
Yeah, well,
to
let's
people
not
to
forget.
threaten her.
Let's not forget. Brianna Wu loves to be a victim. Right?
Oh yeah,
she'll exaggerate anything.
And I'm gonna go into that in just a second. But the thing that I have to say about this is that she's had this vendetta with him. He went to a convention out here, I think. I don't know if it was out here in Virginia or where it was, but he went to a convention where she was going to be doing a panel. She was setting up the panel, and he was sitting in the audience getting ready for the panel to watch it, and he wanted to record it. He took a quick snapshot of his cell phone and tweeted out the picture of her getting ready and saying that the show's about to start.
Right.
She obviously follows him or something, because she instantly picked up her phone in this video that he was recording, or that someone else was recording, and freaks out and has him removed from the panel before it even starts, and tried to even get him removed from the building in the convention, because according to her he was stalking her and that he was harassing her. And all he did was tweet this picture saying the show's about to start. That was it. So she's had more to do with it than that. And so them two have always had this sort of vendetta with each other, and they've run this stuff. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, I have the two kids in the background.
That's fine.
But the final thing is that Brianna Wu has shown an extremely weird routine and pattern. And nobody's pointing out except for maybe me and a few people, and that is at the beginning and the end of the months, she starts screaming harassment against Gamergate. She's always making a problem with Gamergate happening with her, and injecting herself into an issue just so it can be about her, because she lives off of her Patreon. She's not making money from this game she finally released. She lives off of Patreon 100%. And people don't notice when she starts screaming that she's being harassed that it's the end and the beginning of the month. I'm like, well, what happens at the beginning and the end of the month? Because people ask me, well, what's so relevant? I said, that's when rent's due, motherfucker.
Yeah.
So she's needing money.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's mental, because when he got arrested, and
Ethan Ralph.
Yeah, when Ralph got arrested, she actually called the police station to prevent him from getting bail or being released, just because she's got this problem with him.
Seriously?
Yeah.
She seriously wants him to spend 5 years in prison.
Yeah, because this had nothing to do with her. This had to do with him hitting a cop, right? But she's trying to use that as some way to keep him in prison. No, we can't fucking do that. So they let him out.
And the thing is Brianna Wu probably will never hear this, but I hate to break it to her, but Ralph is not going to go to prison for 5 years for punching a cop.
No,
it's not going to happen. What's going to happen, and we've all said this, and now he won't talk about the case because, well, obvious reasons, he can't.
Yeah.
And because he's out of jail now. He got bailed out and everything.
Yeah.
What's going to happen is he's going to go to court. He's going to get a few fines. He may get about 6 months of jail time. It's not going to be escalated to a Class 6 felony. It's going to get de-escalated, because I guarantee he's going to take a plea bargain or something.
It's easier
like
to plea
that.
bargain. Yeah.
Yeah.
And not only that, All he did, his actual crime was he was drunk and woken up randomly, and so he punched somebody. If you're drunk and you're passed out, I know many people, the first reaction they get when they get woken up is, who's fucking with me, and they punch somebody.
Yeah,
That's
what
where
I
his defense is going to happen. Granted, he has priors. I don't think they're going to make an example of him because it's just such a textbook case of getting drunk and doing something stupid. That's all it really is.
Well,
For Nora's sake, I hope they don't make an example because Nora is his wife, right? And she's very sweet.
Well, that's his girlfriend, but yeah,
well, yeah,
she is very sweet, and she lives in the UK.
Yeah, and for her sake, I just hope,
I checked what he'd done, and it doesn't seem to me to be. It seems to clearly, I think that he's got a problem with something, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's drinking or what. And I'm not trying to shit on the guy. I'm just saying, right? He doesn't seem to be playing with the completely full deck, at least sometimes. But his priors are not. He's got like a speeding ticket. And he's got
it's not like he went out and committed mass murder.
Yeah, no, he doesn't seem to be a mass murderer in hiding. I don't think we're gonna find
or a serial
Jimmy
cop or a serial cop puncher.
Yeah, I don't think.
One of the things I've said about the Ralph retort 100 times, like I said, I talk to the guy all the time. He's a good dude. One of the things I've said about him 100 times is he's all bark and no bite. I mean, he uses his platform sometimes as a weapon of destruction towards people he doesn't like, but for the most part, he's like one of the nicest, down-to-earth dudes you'd ever talk to. He's a little bit on the redneckish side, but he's a good dude.
He's something of a hee-haw. Okay, well, that's not a crime, and I don't think it should be.
Well, he's from the South, like my goofy ass, who's trying to hide his Southern accent as we speak.
Well, yeah, but there's hee-haw, and then there's hee-haw.
Let me tell you something here. I've met some pretty good rednecks out there, and they talk far worse than me.
I know some good people from the South.
Alicia's from the South.
I got a few friends from Southern Mason-Dixon.
Alicia's from the South.
I can't do the accent anymore, though.
Yeehaw!
But I used to live in North Carolina, and it's Camp Lejeune, right? So, and I lived in a couple of other places briefly, and there are plenty of hee-haws that I like. I find them nice.
Look, there's nothing like hanging out with a badass redneck. All right, that you will learn some things about life hanging out with rednecks.
Well, you know what? I actually grew up on a farm, right? But it was a little farm. It was my grandma's farm. She had a couple, like a cow, a couple pigs, or whatever.
And a couple
Nothing
of chickens.
major.
And a couple of chickens in
but
the tree.
But I had never driven a tractor until I moved to the South. So yes, there are things you can learn about the South. There are things you're gonna learn.
Look, with the ingenuity of redneck engineering, you can fix anything with duct tape. Okay, it's just a fact. I was in a band for 2 years, and I remember because we had an actual redneck in the band with us, and we were a metal band, mind you. In the middle of a show, our drummer's crash cymbal stand just fell apart. In the middle of the show, our bassist was like, "All right, let's fix this shit." And he duct taped that motherfucker within minutes, and it never held together better. Hell, it was more sturdy than it was before it fell apart.
But the thing is, right? Like Ralph's website, right? I've been to it a couple times, and the problem is that I don't know the people that write for it except for one dude, and I don't know if he still writes for the website. I don't know.
But that's Goose and Netscape.
Who?
Goose or Netscape?
FemFlow.
Okay, yeah, I don't know if he does or not still, but I know Goose is like his right-hand man for the site.
But I know that this guy was not particularly kind to me or to my family, and one of his friends, and I know this is like 6 degrees of separation and shit, but one of FemFlow's friends threatened to gut my children and hang them by their entrails. So, and I know it's a silly fucking threat, but it's my kids, and I don't care how silly the threat is. And so, it's I'm not gonna go to his website and read about it and read what's on it and get to know the guy and whatever. So I got to assume, yeah, probably I don't want to hang out with the dude, and I may turn out to be wrong, but it's like that whole thing. If you assume that the rustle in the leaves is a lion, and it's not, well, nothing happens. But if you assume it's not, and it happens to be a lion, then your ass is dead. So that's the thing about these voluntary associations that people make,
And that's why he's had such a bad reputation with a lot of different people, especially with Gamergate, was that he does associate himself with some well-known trolls and some people that are very questionable. And it does hurt his reputation with a lot of people. Now, he has a very devoted following, and his site is actually not bad. I mean, the people that do contribute to his site, besides the hit pieces, do contribute some useful information. I've utilized multiple articles that he has published himself on several of the videos that I've created because of his stuff. His site's good. It's just he tends to be a little bit on the extreme side of things, and that's kind of why he gets the popularity he does, is because his whole shtick is that he's not nice and that he's an asshole and that he's going to be a shithead. That's his shtick. But it is what it is. But to call him the leader of Gamergate was just retarded.
That's the thing. Well, yeah, I imagine so. But that's the thing, right? I don't people think that I get mad about shit. And dude, I'm not really mad. I just don't like certain things. And yeah, I will get sometimes mad about shit, but that's rare. That's more rare than people like to think. Somebody even asked me today, do I understand what I was talking about? Yes, I fucking understand. Don't assume I'm stupid because I'm loud. I understand you can. I understand a lot of people will, and I don't really particularly mind. But if I'm actually making a point, then maybe, because this whole thing that I had before was because specifically to prove the point that most people, irrespective of where they are on the spectrum in politics and social issues, they never look past the surface. They never do. And I'm not saying that I always do. I'm not saying that. But if you're not gonna, then you're not gonna, and don't call out other people for not doing it. I don't call out Carl or anyone else. If you want to assume that that Islam is like this or like that, fine, assume it. But if I ask you questions and you can't respond, don't fucking try to troll me. Because I'm gonna end up explaining to you ad nauseum how I actually just don't care, and people don't seem to understand that. And this thing is it's like the YouTube thing. What the fuck do you mean they're censoring you? There are people that have made videos talking about my channel is destroyed, or they're taking down my channel, and that's weeks ago. And since they made the video, they've made 8 more.
Yeah. See, this is where I get, when we talk about the censorship thing, when they with the YouTube, they're oh, they're censoring me. It's no, they're not censoring you. They're not saying you can't make this video that you want to make. They're not saying you can't go and make the video that ISIS is funky fresh. They're not saying that. They're saying
just don't get paid for
your
it.
ass ain't getting paid for this crazy ass shit. Yeah. And I can understand why they're tiptoeing over that minefield, is because you get some people that want to you get some people with some questionable views on YouTube that will say some crazy shit. I mean, stuff like there's people on YouTube right now that are Hitler was great. Do you really want your advertisement for that? Come on. I mean, and then you got people that are this video is about rape. And then you watch it, and then a Trojan condom ad pops up before the video starts. I can understand the advertisers, what they're going through with this. I do think that YouTube is being a little extra strict, which they always are, and over time it'll fix itself. But to call it censorship is so stupid, because we always, again, deviate away from what the real meaning of the word censorship is, meaning a government is suppressing free speech. In this case, it's just a slight suppression of free speech. That's what we have to start calling it, because when we start throwing censorship around, well, it just fits into everything. Anytime anything is just silenced or quieted down or changed, we call it censorship.
Well, look,
I see
it's
it all
like
the time with the anime industry.
it's like when I deal with a lot of these guys, they're like, oh, are you gonna block me? Well, I usually don't block people, but if I do, fuck you. Well, you're censoring me. No, I'm not. You can still say what you want. I just don't gotta listen to you.
And
that's
you have that fucking right. That's what pisses me most off, though, about the internet and the push from, like, these psycho SJW folk. They keep pushing to have speech suppressed and even censored on the internet. And I'm like, but you have all the power in the world to not listen to it. You can turn your computer off and walk away, or you can block and silence people.
Yeah, it's like
Yep.
like I got you. Look. Here's my thing, right? I used to watch Carl's videos, and at one point I think I was even subbed to his channel, right? Back in the day, like when he first started it, right? And it just dawned on me that there's this thing, and it really is a thing. It's being accidentally right about something, and a lot of people, that's what they are. They're accidentally right about shit, and you gotta have some discernment as to where you're gonna spend your time, because your time is finite, like everybody else's, right? And I'm not gonna sift through all of Carl's videos to pull out where he didn't fuck it up, because I'm sorry, but he did fuck up at least one time that I know of, and somebody pointed it out in a video of their own. This H-Bomber guy did a video. I think it was H-Bomber guy. I think. I don't remember exactly. But anyway, the point is that Carl said something, and he puts up the screenshot to prove what he's saying, and it literally, like, disproves what he was saying.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm back.
Like, he read the headline of the article or whatever, and he went with that. And he got called out for not reading the rest of the fucking webpage.
I've had people do that to my videos.
And I'm like...
And they got pissed off whenever I came back at them sideways and be like, you didn't watch the video, did you? No, yeah, because you're a fucking idiot.
And, yeah, so, you know, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not gonna... If I gotta choose between Carl and fucking Newsweek, I'm gonna go with Newsweek. I'm sorry.
Well, you know, I have had a problem trusting any mainstream media source nowadays, especially after this week. Especially after this whole Ralph Retort thing, because I just was like, you guys don't obviously know what you're talking about when you run with information like that.
Well, like the Rolling Stones thing, right?
Oh my God, yeah.
Oh, the UVA case? Oh,
yeah, you just published a fucking story, and you didn't check anything. Anything? Are you crazy?
And you want to know something interesting about that? I actually had a coworker that showed up, or well, a new hire. He showed up in my office one day, and he's from that area where that happened, which is Charlottesville. And he said, ever since that article, a lot of things on UVA have completely 100 changed as far as the atmosphere is out there, because it pissed so many people off that they ran with this shit and just made a big deal out of it.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
It's just, but well, that's the thing, right? And again, it goes back to the reputation you have.
Yeah.
Right? That's why when I'm, like, we partnered, the website that I run, Problematic People, right? We partnered with this syndication network, right? And when I look through the articles that I want to publish from them, right, I don't pick just the ones that make me happy.
Yeah.
You know, I pick from, I get to pick from, like, WorldNet Daily and other sites that I probably wouldn't spend too much time reading otherwise, and that they probably will have differing views to my own.
Yeah, but just because
they do doesn't mean that I'm not going to publish it. I want people reading it. I don't care if they're against it or for it. I want you reading it. Just fucking inform yourself. Don't don't rely on one news source. But again, the problem is, right, on Sunday Shit Talk, we're talking shit. You should not take that stuff seriously by far.
Not in the least.
There's nothing wrong with a little bit of shit talking. That's an old American tradition over here.
Well, yeah, but the issue is that we tend to confine it to that.
Mm-hmm.
We tend to confine it to the Sunday evening, stream.
Or at least we try to.
Or at least we try to. And,
yeah, as a matter of fact, Isha's mic and headset just arrived, so she'll probably be joining you guys eventually.
Oh, that's cool. That's
Perfect.
cool. That's cool.
Yeah, she's been working on writing her next video entitled, and I don't know where she came up with this one, Making Bread, the Yeast Infection.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Oh, no.
Oh.
This one, it's nothing actually gross. It's more about, her first video was about the male feminists. The next one's about the female feminists.
Oh, good. I thought she was going to do a video on the woman who actually made bread with her vaginal...
No, she heard about that and was like, ew, just no.
Just no.
I won't touch that with a 10-foot pole. Just no.
Oh, God, no. No!
She's gone a completely different direction than me. I'm just going to stay with the gaming stuff. It just works for me, I think.
And so, it's this thing, right? But if you confine it, then I got no problem with you. But if your whole shtick, it's like Milo. Maybe he's right about a lot of stuff. He probably is right about a lot of what he says.
Yeah.
But, dude, you told me you're an attention whore.
Yeah, I know. So.
I'm not going to listen to you just because I ain't got time to sit through all your shit and figure out what the fuck is true and what's not.
Yeah.
If I wanted to keep doing homework, I'd still be in college.
I am an attention
It's bad
whore.
enough I got homework. It's bad enough. It's bad enough. I got to deal with. I got to like proofread and edit and all this kind of shit. That's my homework. All right. I'm not gonna fact check you. I'm gonna assume that you're working on the honor system. I'm sorry. Unless you demonstrate otherwise. And if you accept an endorsement from the EDL, or if you are who was it that Trump hired to do his campaign?
Who he hired?
Yeah, he hired some
shit.
like.
Wasn't it
some
some type of
dude
questionable guy? It was a
Yeah,
questionable individual. Like he had some questionable
some-
affiliations, or he did something weird. I don't remember.
Yeah,
his
and
name.
I'm like, well, yes.
Give me a second. I might
And
be
I'm
able to dig it up.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, look, if you want to do that, okay. But don't expect me to believe that you're not a racist, even if you're not.
Or that you're being serious.
Or that you're being serious. Look, if you make a video where you say that white people cannot be oppressed because white skin.
Wait, hold on. Let me just interject here for a second. Did you have a stream going on for tonight?
Who, me?
No, why?
Oh.
No,
Not
Joe.
that I know of. No, why?
You weren't doing. Oh no, that's tomorrow. Okay,
That's
good.
tomorrow during the morning.
Because apparently I just got the weather alert.
Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Just hang
It
it
says severe thunderstorm watch, conditions favorable for strong storms, strong winds, heavy downpours. So
terrific.
that means no internet.
No, that means sleeping well.
Yes, it does. Oh, yes. Wow.
Is it Corey Lewandowski?
That
was
sounds
that-
right. I think
That's the name I'm getting off of this article from Politico. Is the man behind Trump's run?
That might be the name. That
The
might
man,
be the person.
in other words, the Trump campaign manager Corey Lewandowski is a lot like his new boss. Lewandowski has been advising Trump since January. I'm guessing that's him.
No, this is more recent, I think.
Oh.
This has been like a month ago, I think, by now.
Yeah,
about
this
a month
came
ago.
out. This came out on the 22nd, so this is definitely outdated. My apologies. I'll
That's
find
okay.
something.
The electrician's coming tomorrow at 10.
Terrific.
Is this it? The Trump? God damn it, go away. Trump's campaign just hired a notorious Clinton antagonist. Let's
Could
see.
be, yeah.
This was published September. This was published on the 2nd.
Those are titties.
Yeah, those are boobs.
Those are big titties.
Boobs are awesome.
Oh, I love
I
boobs.
I went on Twitter for a second and there's boobs.
Titties.
There's boobs.
See, God bless Twitter sometimes, because whenever I'm having a bad day, someone always posts a picture of boobs and makes my day brighter.
There you
Yeah,
go. Exactly.
I gotta say,
You need to follow Professor Platypus for nice boob pics.
I think we're gonna try and do more porn-related articles on the website.
Boobies.
I'm actually about to, after my next video that I'm planning with Gamergate, I'm actually going to move into covering more about Proposition 60, and I've actually gotten in touch with a few of the porn stars that want to talk about it. So I'm really looking into going into that and getting away from Gamergate altogether, because I'm still more about anti-censorship.
Yeah,
Now, okay,
David
David Bossy?
What's that?
Is that the guy?
David Bossy?
Is that his name?
That's the name I'm getting here. David Bossy has devoted his career to bringing down
Professor
the porn.
Platypus says. Well, Professor Platypus says that he thinks it's the CEO of Breitbart.
Oh yeah.
And that sounds right.
That is right. That's right. And
Yeah.
That's right. So yes. See what I'm saying? So look, you might not be a racist, but
but I have to say, right, if it's the CEO of Breitbart who Milo writes for, there's a conflict of interest
like
there,
when
right?
Milo covers Trump, I mean, I understand you want to suck his dick. I get that, and I don't care about that.
hey, Milo is a fabulous man.
Yeah, I gotta say, he wore that nice suit that I wouldn't wear it. I
gotta say one good thing about Milo is he's quite a snappy dresser. So
yeah, he had that very nice deep purple suit that he wore to one of those talks, which I thought I don't think that I could pull it off, but I think it was a nice suit.
Yeah.
Milo to me is the gay Ralph Retort.
Gay Ralph Retort.
He's the gay Ralph Retort. And the reason I say this is because he has a similar style to the way Ralph writes. When he actually covers news and he breaks it down, he is a damn good writer. But when he wants to just kick some shit and be a dick, it's like, dude, all you're doing is shitting on people, and I really don't care to hear it.
Well, that's
the problem I have. And he's another one of those. I'm all talk and show, but when it comes to actually doing something, I ain't doing shit. I'm just furthering my own career and agenda.
Yeah, and that to me has always been it, right? Look, on the site, I try to make, I try to keep everything as civil as possible. Why? Because grown-ups. Because fucking grown-ups, man. I understand you want to court them. I understand you want to be edgy and court the young kids and whatever. Okay, that's fine. But then don't expect grown-ups to take you seriously. Yeah. That's the issue. And I am a defender of free speech. At least I hope I am. And I'm willing to if Carl wanted to write something and put it on my site, yeah, I would do that. Unless he's talking about, not that he would do this, but I'm saying, like some of that KKK shit, or if that Black Hitler dude wanted to write something. I wouldn't say no because he's Black Hitler. Now, if he writes something that's, like let's kill all the white people, I'd be like, yeah, no, because grown-ups, we don't do that. Grown-ups try to be civilized, and if you want to shit talk, if you want to shit post, that's okay.
Yeah.
But then leave it on Twitter, and don't fuck with me if I don't want to deal with it. And like I don't get this penchant that these dudes sometimes have for, well, you block me. Like, so fucking what? There's a block button there. They don't want to hear you.
I hate that shit, man.
What?
It's like, whoa, they blocked me. Wee. I'm like, but just get over it, dude. Fuck it.
They don't want to hear you.
Anytime somebody blocks me, I take that as a valid point in my mind. It's an accomplishment to me. I pissed you off so bad, or I shut you down so bad, you could not respond, so you had to block me because you just didn't want to deal with me anymore.
Yeah, look, I've had perfectly decent. There's on that thread from that old video.
Look, can I just say, it's like when one of the kids wants to argue with me over something ridiculous, right? At some point, I'm just gonna be like, okay, no, that's enough.
Now it's because Daddy said so.
Yeah.
Daddy said no dessert after supper. That's it.
Exactly.
But the thing is, like, I've had perfectly reasonable interactions with people, even people that don't like me. when they approach me in a fucking fairly decent fashion. But if you're just gonna go right off the bat to, oh well, I'm important because you're so why? Shut up, shut up. There's the little kids table. Go over there. If you want to troll Jess Phillips, if you want to tell it, there was a case where a woman's daughter had died, and she died in a car accident, and somebody got her email. And emailed her pictures from the autopsy of her daughter or the crime scene or whatever, the accident scene, right? Pictures of her mutilated body, of her dead kid. You know what? I don't blame them for not wanting to talk to you. And I don't blame them for saying, well, oh, wait, you're a part of Gamergate or you're a part of this or you're a part of that. Then, yeah, fuck you. I don't want to talk to you either. Because life is too short to spend. Like, I understand Steve Shives. I think he goes a lot off the rails, you know, because he blocked me because I asked him to. I actually asked him to. I was like, dude, block me. You're making me look bad. And
Well, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Well, no, I was just going to say, I mean, when it comes to affiliations and who you affiliate with, you know, it does reflect on anybody, and I will agree with you. And I say this is why, like, over the past year, I've completely changed who I affiliate with. Because when I first got into doing streams and doing YouTube videos, I was affiliated with a lot of, like, 4chan folk and 8chan folk. I was affiliated with a lot of trolls and a lot of weird people, so I was like, as much as I love you guys are cool people, I'm going to have to push away from you.
Well, that's the thing, right? When you stop being a child, you got to, and I'm not saying the 8chaners are children, I'm just saying, when you stop being a child, you have to leave the childish things behind. You
exactly.
know, when you're 30, you should not need a coloring book to calm you down. You know, you should not need a safe space. A university, the purpose of a university is to air these ideas, whether or not you think they're great or stupid, or whether they end up being popular or not. You're there to find people who disagree with you, because in the disagreement, that you eventually come to consensus, or you come to the truth of some matter or other. What I discovered, to my dismay, when I started dealing with the atheists, was that, you know what? Being an atheist is like the lowest bar you can set.
Yeah.
Oh, you're an atheist. Okay, great. I used to think, oh, well, you must be a rational person. You must, you know, think things through and use evidence to support what you say and think about things in a rational manner. No, UFOs are real.
But that's not what what people are being taught these days. They're being taught that, you know, you're supposed to go find a safe space and all this shit. They're not being taught fucking deal with it. Motherfuckers
Yes.
are not always going to agree with you. It's just a fucking reality of life, and these people aren't being taught that.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm sorry. If you want a safe space, go to your motherfucking car and blow off some steam.
Well, that's what your house is for. Even though if you got kids, you might end up getting kicked in the balls a lot.
How many marriages do you think are failing because of this attitude of you always need to agree with me, and the minute you don't, you're somehow being aggressive and abusive towards me.
Yeah.
It makes me curious too about that as well. And like just the other day, and I swear I'm expecting it to pop up somewhere on the internet. It's gonna be a Twitter and feminist blog somewhere. I swear it must be. My boss at work, the woman, this new hire, she was not happy with him and what he had said, which was basically, you're going to fill out this paperwork or you're gonna just have to get the fuck out.
Yeah.
She didn't like that, and on her way out, instead of going to the car and, you know, blowing off her steam, she walked right through the lobby and said, "You asshole!" And now she doesn't have a job.
Gee, go figure.
Which is the real world. In the real world, that's what happens. Now, in college, if you call somebody an asshole, you're not going to get fired. You're going to get pampered and told, "Oh, it's going to be okay, Billy. It's all right, I swear.
Unless you're
have a lollipop."
Unless you're a white kid, which means that you might get, you know.
Well, if you're a white kid, you'll get kicked out of college because you're obviously a racist for calling someone an asshole.
Either that or a sexist or a rapist or something. But that's the thing, you know. so many people are unreasonable about this shit. I'm perfectly you know what? I'm even perfectly happy to consider an argument that goes something like this. Look, YouTube is demonetizing these videos that are controversial.
Yeah.
And that makes it more difficult for me as a content creator to devote the necessary time to make these controversial videos. I should then, make, videos about little kittens and shit. But I want to make these other videos about things that I think are important.
Yeah.
And I think that it hurts me as a social member, as a member of society, as a political activist, or whatever. It hurts my ability to say what I want to say. That, I think, can be a reasonable point. I think you can make that argument. It may not be very good, I don't know, but I'm willing to listen to it. But if your video is, YouTube is destroying my channel, fuck you. Fuck you. You clearly do not understand what the word destruction means.
Yeah.
You clearly do not understand what the word censorship is.
Ryan says when two people disagree, it's because one is racist and the other is a snowflake.
Yes. Or both are snowflakes.
Well, the other thing I would say is, well, if your only incentive for making YouTube videos is making money, why should I listen to your arguments or watch your videos?
Well, that's what I say. And I
because in the end, your opinion will be the way the wind blows. This makes me the most money, so this is what I'm going to say.
Which I think is silly.
Wait. I want to tell Eon something. I just something on Twitter here. Oscar Jungle or Jungle.
I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right.
Yeah.
Yeah. He asked if anyone wanted to be in an episode of Into the Fringe.
Ooh, that's right? Cool. I like it.
And I'm gonna be in it.
Oh, awesome!
Congratulations.
Yes, I'm going to be in one. So yay! I love his videos.
What I was gonna say was, look, if you want to, if YouTube is your job, first of all, get a real fucking job. Let me just get that old man shit out of the way. Cut your fucking hair, put on some shoes, and get a real fucking job. Now, okay. Now that I've vented, if YouTube is gonna be your job, then make a channel that is generally popular, right? Kitten videos, I don't know, fucking
diversify.
Huh?
Diversify.
Well,
you can have one channel for just for income, do the popular shit, and have another channel that doesn't earn you any money at all. You can't monetize anything, and you still have your say.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, and that's my thing. It's why I don't credit these people.
Well, I have an account on Vimeo, right? Vimeo doesn't have ads or anything. You don't earn any money on Vimeo. You could just put your videos up because you like putting videos up. And I've started uploading stuff there, not because I'm trying to make money, but because some of my videos I think are pretty important, and I'd like them to be out there more for people to see. So I put up like one on circumcision and the other one that I did today on suicide awareness.
Yeah.
Right? These are important issues to me. I don't care if I make money off of them or not.
Now, see, part of the problem is that everything is that the internet seems to magnify and polarize everything, right, into its most simplistic interpretation, right?
Yeah.
So, if I say, well, Carl is right about the wage gap, right? He did a video on that, or he did a video on the pink tax, I think, which was pretty spot on, and I don't think it's a bad. Oh, all of a sudden I'm fucking a Manispherian. No. Just because he's right about one thing doesn't mean he's right about other things, and but I'm willing to accept that you make that determination. I'm willing for you to say, whoa, you know this guy, so, I get that. I understand it. I don't like it, but it's the real world. It's the real world, right? I don't fucking hang out where I think I'm going to get shot. I'm sorry. I don't care who lives there, right? And it could be white people or black people or Hispanic people. Doesn't matter. I try not to get shot, so I try to avoid places where that might happen.
Yep.
So so I don't begrudge you doing that. But if I tell you, listen, all right, well, let's have a conversation about this then. Well, then do that. Don't try to fucking troll me.
Oh, sorry. Hold on.
Don't try to fucking troll me. Because at the end of the day, I love salt.
Yeah.
And if you're bitching about this black kid's watch, that's just salt.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, kid. But if you're bitching about the dudes, and let me tell you, I am appropriately homophobic, right?
Okay, I've returned.
So, but this dude, the black kid, I gotta say, he got some pretty eyes.
Mm-hmm.
If you just looked at his eyes and nothing else, you might be like, well, that's a girl. Because they're pretty eyes. And if Carl is on about that, which he was on the video, that's just salt, dude.
I've been told multiple times that I have beautiful eyes.
Ooh.
Ooh, you have beautiful eyes.
And but if that's the thing for you, if that's the thing, because he can't, what do you mean my socioeconomic status? What the fuck? Carl. I don't care. I'm not rich. I've had money. I don't have so much no more. But well, no, I do, I guess. But it's the kids, right? But that's not an issue for me. If that's your thing, then that's your thing. But don't expect me to take you seriously as an interlocutor. Don't expect me to credit you with being an honest agent if you fucking tell me you're trolling an MP.
Mm.
That's crazy. You know what they did to that dude that tried to kill Trump? I'm pretty sure they put his ass in jail.
Yeah, there was something about him in the news last night. I was watching Line TV News, and there was something about him as well. They're going to try his defense, or put his defense on autism, and well, the other side said, well, good luck, because that's pretty much a non-argument in the U.S. court these days.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, they're trying to use autism as some sort of
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's not going to work. I'm pretty sure that's not going to work. Because, oh my God, the internet would really then become the Wild West.
Oh my God.
Because I'm sorry, there's a lot of motherfuckers. They exhibit the symptoms. I'm not making a diagnosis. I'm saying I see a lot of the symptoms.
Yeah, well, one guy even came out that I did that video about, right? He said that most of the anti-feminists were autistic. I'm like, way to go! Way to go for saying that.
I don't think...
Yeah, Jenny had a similar theory regarding Asperger's.
Yeah, I know. It's like, really?
No. See, but then that's like, even if that were true, because I don't know it, I'm not going to, go with that, because that's just, there are so many more... there are more explanations that are better at explaining.
Having known plenty of autistic people, yeah, you're insulting autistic people. Let me just say that right now.
What you have is a totally different thing.
Yeah.
What you have is
it's not autism. It's stupidity. Okay.
I don't want to put too fine a point on it, but yes. But look, it's just at this point, right? All I got left, I don't care what people have to say anymore for the most part. Like these guys on the Milo or Carl or Computing Forever or whatever. And by the way, I'm not sure he's aware that he has no soul because he's a ginger. But I digress. Yeah, I don't care what you guys got to say. I'm just going to go straight to the source. Who was it that was talking about the circumcision thing a couple weeks back?
Oh, God.
Like, he was like, well, because Chris sent his ass to the article that she wrote. And the article, if you haven't seen it, we'll link it, I suppose, in the bottom. And it's well written and well researched, because she fucking is that meticulous. I fucking hate it sometimes.
Obsessive.
Yes,
the word is obsessive.
I didn't want to say obsessive because it's Tuesday.
I'm obsessive.
I'm saying I didn't want to say that because it's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday?
Every day is Tuesday.
Yeah.
That means I'm supposed to be taking a shower today.
Yes, today is your shower day.
Get in the shower.
But the dude was like, well, I cited a primary source, and I said, well, yeah, so did she, in that article that she wrote, and she cited lots of other primary. Well, I'm not going to read it. Well, guess what? Then that's what I'm doing.
It's like, if you're willing to just not make yourself informed, then this conversation's over. We don't need to move forward.
Yes, and I'm like I said, I've had perfectly decent conversations, but apparently the story is that I'm too stupid or too loud or high on drugs, which, again, feel free to believe it if you want.
Well, if you are on drugs, I want to know why the fuck you're not sharing that shit.
Motherfucker, you know what? I am so desperate for them to make weed legal here that I just, oh my God, I can't wait.
Well, if it wasn't for the fact that Isha was actually allergic to it, and I didn't have the job that I had now, I'd be down with toking it up, but it just can't do it.
Well, yeah, no, I don't because I am, whether or not I like the laws, I try to teach my kids to respect them. At least, unless they have like serious objections to something, right? But I'm all for, you don't like it, then vote. You don't like it, then march. You don't like it, then write your congressman, do something, get involved. I'm good with that. But I'm not okay with just breaking the law. Not to mention the fact that I don't want to end up in jail for some stupid reason. But when they make it legal, am I gonna get high? I'm gonna get high. I'm gonna be high all the time. I'm gonna be high all the time.
You better at least make, if they do make it legal, you better at least make a video of you running around the town smoking to the song "Because I Got High." You're just gonna have to do it.
No, in a panda suit, not in a thong, in a panda suit.
I would use the Cypress Hill song. I wanna get high,
Yeah.
That's the one I'm gonna use. Oh yeah.
That works too.
I'm dying for them to make it legal. I'm dying. But until they do, I don't go out and get any because it's against the law. And
I don't blame you. I think it's time for them, honestly, to make it legal. Really, it's gone on for too long. There's been enough studies to prove that it's really not 100% terrible for you. Now, I will agree. I have some friends that I hung out with that I feel that it ruined their lives, but anything can ruin your life in an excessive amount. I mean, it's just how it is in the reality of things. If you play video games too much, you can ruin your life.
You're gonna get carpal tunnel.
Exactly. Well, not only that, I mean, there's been cases of people who have actually died playing video games because they played for so long. When Diablo 3 came out, there was this moron out in... These are actually common out in this area, but like in Taiwan or Korea, dude rented a room for 3 straight days at a cyber cafe. Played Diablo 3 for 3 straight days. Did not move from that seat. No water, no food, didn't even get up to take a piss. He finally got up to go do something, and he just keeled over.
I think I heard about this.
He's not the only case. There's other ones.
There was one dude that had a heart attack. That he got up, like he was playing something, and he got up and he had a heart attack and shit. But yeah, look, anything you do too much of, right? Anything that's too extreme, motherfuckers, pay attention, people. If you believe that all women, blah, 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 or all men, blah, 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 that's too fucking far. You've gone too far. It's like, like people shouldn't have babies. They shouldn't be born. Oh, I see. You're not for moderated control of a population, right, in some way. You're for exterminating the human race. That's a bit much on my view. It's a bit much. If you go too
There's
far,
some weirdos out there.
I mean, fuck, if I just sat home and literally, like, all I did was smoke and smoke and smoke and smoke and smoke, yeah, my websites would go down. And I wouldn't be able to feed my kids or cook dinner or fix the fucking whatever chair is broken or or electrical socket or what have you.
Child Protective Services would have taken away your kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and they would take away the kids. Yes, and
either that or your wife would leave you. One of the two.
yeah, because she doesn't. She's not a fan. It makes her anxious. And it's like, can't y'all fucking people just, it's when I hear this shit, it's just, I'm like, really? Really? Your channel is being destroyed. Do you understand what the word destruction means? You got like 6 videos demonetized, and somebody who, I saw a video where it's, oh yeah, this, what the hell is the name of that guy we saw today? The kid that was talking into the
Mr. Rebsian?
No. The other dude.
I thought Rebsian made he made some very valid points with his point, and then Grade A Under A was insulting him. There's so many goddamn people though, that have come out of the fucking woodwork. Maybe Leafy? That dude tends to sound like a nut job whenever he comes on it, but sometimes I don't know. I like some of his work.
Well,
Boogie 2988.
No. There was one guy that I heard, and I forget who it was. I think it was that guy with the big channel. He's got like 4 million subs.
Oh, he's the Philip DeFranco.
Philip DeFranco. I think it was. I'm pretty sure it was him. He made a video where he said that they were like destroying his channel and shit, and there was one video that got demonetized and blah blah blah, and they didn't want him to have it or something. And then later on in the video, like 2 minutes later, he's like, yeah, so I took it down and put it back up, and now it's monetized again.
Yeah,
like, you fucking shitbag.
It's because people figured out what the system is, and now they're letting you actually refute the issue, because they're actually saying, like, oh, if you refute it, now somebody that works at YouTube's services is going to watch the video and be like, okay, this is fine. This is okay. And that's what YouTube did with my 2 videos that were demonetized, because I was really just confused. I wasn't upset. Because, well, according to YouTube, I've made about $1.50 here, and I don't mean 100. I mean $1.
Yeah.
Okay. And I didn't get pissed off, but I made a video calling it out, and I actually I sent a message trying to figure out what was going on, and they came back and said it was too sensitive. I'm like, okay, but one of these videos seems more like educational. Oh, it's because you're talking about terrorism. I'm like, so I'm not allowed to talk about terrorism and make money off it? That's kind of weird. And I understand where people... I hate being a shill of my own shit. I really am. It sounds fucked up. But if you go and watch my 2 videos, I did 2 videos on this now. One back in July and one recently. In my most recent one, I simply said, I see where people are calling censorship. I understand. And when you look at it, you're reducing by having to avoid certain words in your keyword section. You're reducing the searchability of your video. By not allowing monetization, you're reducing people's incentive to make the video they want to make.
Yes.
But at the same time, you're still allowed to do it. Yeah. And I don't think there was an SJW conspiracy against anti-SJWs and atheists, because Lacey Green even had it happen to her, but she did what everybody else did. She came out against it. I'm sorry, she came out against it. They said, oh, we're sorry, we made a mistake, and they fixed it. Which it just is going to take longer for smaller channels because, well, it takes them fucking forever for smaller channels.
Yeah, I mean, I know plenty of feminists that got hit with this too, right? And I just did my suicide prevention video today, right? Yeah. And I had to think about the tags as I was tagging it, right? Because I know if I put suicide...
it's going to get flagged.
It's going to get hit, right? And so I used other tags like mental health and, and so it may not get picked up as a suicide video, but, I mean, at least it's still there. And
actually, I'm sorry, it wasn't DeFranco. I think it was Thunderfoot, because it's the one video that I got here in my history.
Oh, Thunderfoot,
yeah, like
all my God.
His videos were demonetized or something.
That was like a total...
And then he put them back up. I'm like, fuck you, dude. What are you talking about then?
He was totally playing like the victim card there.
Yeah, he was, And it's, look, man, look, here. I put in YouTube censorship into the fucking search on YouTube.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's this veritable cornucopia of stupid.
I mean, well, some people, that's the thing, though, is like I sat down and I've watched a lot of videos on this because I really didn't want to just go into it and do my rant on it and sound like everyone else, but I really wanted to voice my actual concerns. And I looked at it, no matter way I looked at it, it was like, look, man, it's YouTube. They're going to do this, and you're just going to have to either fucking deal with it or move the fuck on.
Yeah.
At least they're not saying anymore, at least they're not saying that you can't do this. Okay, so what happens? One video you make gets demonetized. Oh, fucking well. I understand people like Rapzion freaking out, or Boogie2988 freaking out, because their careers are YouTube. They quit their day jobs and pursued a career in YouTube, which, and not trying to knock them, not trying to say anything bad, but to me, that's retarded. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You do not quit your day job and everything else and go to YouTube. You better be building some other type of fucking cushion to fall back on. That's just how I see it.
Okay, guys.
I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, guys, I have to duck out. My family's being retarded, so.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to duck out in a few minutes myself.
All right.
See you, Vladdy. And you were saying?
Yeah, at the end of the day, if it's your career, then we're talking about business. So the market has changed, and you're complaining about the fact that the market has changed. Your consumers are no longer coming to you. If I would compare it to having a convenience store and suddenly nobody comes to you because, well, maybe they can't park the car in front of your store, whatever. The market has changed. You deal with it. You adapt to it.
Yeah, well, but that's the thing, right? If you're in it for the money, then make fucking videos that everybody and their swinging dick and their cousin and whoever they fucking wants to watch. Don't make fucking videos about politics where you're only gonna get half of the fucking, half of the views you could be getting from fucking kitten videos or fucking bra underwire. What the fuck is this shit?
I totally agree with you, and that's the thing is, I mean, when I look back at my video history here, when I look at my video manager, I see all the videos that have gotten over 100 views. I mean, granted, I'm a small channel. When all the videos I've gotten over 100 views on are the stupid videos. Stuff like the woman beating herself up to metal music, okay?
Oh, God.
Dumb shit.
Well,
where I talk about real topics, nobody gives a shit. Except for, and I don't know why this one's still getting as much attention as it is, the video I did on comic books and social justice. I don't know why, but people are still watching that. And I'm still getting comments on it. I'm like, dude, this thing was made back in February 14th.
Why are you people still watching it?
Look,
that thing has hit 817 views, and you know what? I'm gonna own it and be like, "That's great." Obviously, people like it, so maybe I should start talking comics again. But
people love that shit.
People love that stuff, and that's perfectly good, right? You're always gonna have like an audience, a particular audience. But look, the video that I have that's made the most, or well, not made the most money, because these people like they use ad blockers and stuff like that, which they were at great pains to tell me that they were, cheating me out of my monies.
And when they tell me that stuff too, I'm like, and do you want a cookie?
Rod Line said, but most people realize YouTube is a private company. Not Thunderfoot.
Not these motherfuckers.
No, not Thunderfoot.
Yes, they're definitely not Thunderfoot.
Oh my God, his video was like, I was like, what are you talking about?
If I was serious,
I think Thunderfoot needs to resort back to just talking about science shit. Stop talking about because it's kind of old now.
I saw his latest video, or what I think was his latest video yesterday about SpaceX and why that rocket blew up. That was an interesting video.
Yeah, but the thing
that's shit that he knows, and I think that's what I wish he would do more of instead of bitching about Anita Sarkeesian.
But the thing is, that doesn't get him the kind of hits that the other videos get him. So
And what's funny is, look, man. What's funny is
I like his science stuff because he knows what the fuck he's talking about.
Look, ever since I was diagnosed with narcolepsy, right, I had to change the way I work. I had to start working for me, right? I cannot expect an employer to hire me to drive a truck or be a security guard or anything where I could fall asleep and hurt myself or kill somebody. I get that. I mean,
I don't know. That could be some comedic gold to actually see what happened.
Well, I
know I'm a horrible human being.
When CDs were a thing, I actually was in an HMV record store and I passed out, and I smacked my head against the edge of one of the tables where the CD racks, and I got like $200-300 worth of CDs for free because the guy was fucking shitting his pants. The store manager was shitting his pants. But look, I had to start working for me. I've been working for me for more than 20 years, and if I wanted to, I would just pick a random asshole, one of these random special snowflakes on the SJW side or on the manosphere, and rant for 20 minutes about how stupid they are and how little their dick is. Because that video that I made about fucking Justin Little has 4,000 fucking hits.
Yeah.
I just picked Keemstar or some shit and be like, you racist sack of fucking shit, and go on and on. If I wanted to make money, if this was about me making the monies.
Yeah.
I mean, I tried the other night because Keemstar was actually he was being a little bit of a pussy.
Yeah,
what's up with?
I know, not what's new, right? But it kind of pissed me off, and I hope that I hope he hears this, but I doubt it. But he fucking Alpha Omega Sin said some shit like, man, I'd love to beat the shit out of him, or some shit like that, right? Or said something about he needs to get his face kicked in. Keemstar makes this quick 30-second video on Twitter of him saying, I've been known to throw down, motherfucker. DM me your address or wherever we meet. We'll fight. And I'm like, oh, God, come on. And then he blocks the guy. I'm like, okay, Keemstar, how's he going to DM you if you block him? If you really want to fight, how is this going to happen? Seriously.
That's like serious old golden, I got to say.
It's like serious stupidity. So I started calling him out. I'm like, holy shit, the gnome speaks. I spent at least 20 minutes trying to get this shithead's attention because he loves to respond to people that don't like him. That motherfucker ignored me. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, you're not big
I'm
enough.
like, damn. My attempt to piss this asshole off didn't work.
Didn't work. God damn it.
And so, like, I sit there and I'm like, you really think I'm in this for the money, huh? You really think that because
the money. Let's go buy a coffee with whatever money
if I didn't have a real job, then maybe. But I got a fucking job I got to work at. I'm sorry to tell you. I got clients that rely on what I do and shit.
Well, that's why I don't upload every fucking day. I've got a life outside of this world.
Yeah,
well, it's hard enough for me to make a video every week now.
I've got like
yeah, I feel you on that.
And I'm like, dude, if I had that kind of money you got from your Patreon and from your video hits, I would buy a fucking gold watch. I would buy 2, one for each hand. If I gave a shit, if I determined how good of a person you were or how smart you were by the fucking watch you wore, clearly you're not in the running.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, it's not about the money, dude. It's not. It's that you're wrong. It's that you're uninformed.
What should always matter when you're doing a YouTube channel is, especially if you're trying to do something political or whatever, what should always matter is your message, not what you're going to make, not the money you're going to make off of it. It should always matter. If you are that passionate about what you have to say, then what you have to say is what you should say.
Now,
fuck what other people want to see.
No, I will say.
But you have to do it also in an entertaining way, and you have to have a bit of a personality. And that's something people tend to forget too, is all three of us here on YouTube, we are a personality. We don't act this way in the real world 95% of the time. Well, I kind of do. But
yeah, I'm not nearly this much of a dick in real life.
Exactly.
I just kind of like doing it online because it's fun. Sorry, it's fuck it. But yeah.
It is what it is.
You're a personality, and I get it. And you know what? The thing of it is, I understand even the argument that some people will make, because I've heard it and I've made it before, is that, well, you don't understand politics, and politics is you're a true believer in your message, and that is the problem that you find yourself with what you do, because you don't understand that politics is about attention whoring for the biggest constituency. You see what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I don't credit that argument because I like to think of myself as at least somewhat honest about my positions, you know, and what I believe. But I know that a lot of people on the other end of the spectrum, they're like, yeah, I don't care. I mean, how many Democrats haven't become Republicans and vice versa just because of who's paying them? You know, and you know, you can play the I didn't say that game, but people tend to forget that other human beings aren't quite this stupid.
Yeah.
Right? Carl didn't say in his video that he thinks money protects you from racism, but that was the theme of his video. That was what he was talking about. That is the clear implication of what he's saying. Which, okay, if you believe that, but don't treat me like I'm stupid and tell me you didn't say that. You're not saying that you're saying something else. You literally did not say that. Yes, true. But you meant it, and I'm pretty sure that, yeah, I know you meant it. You know, I'm sorry, but if you're AIU, I'm pretty sure the dude's a racist.
Oh yeah,
I'm pretty sure he does believe what he's saying.
That dude's a mental case.
And that's okay. You know, like I said, if you believe it, then fine. I don't have a problem with saying that you're a racist. You shouldn't have a problem with accepting it. You know, you got to understand, people are going to make these assumptions about you. You assume that I'm, you know, that I'm a drug addicted crazy person. Okay, fine. You can't stand the volume. You know, you think it's from that. Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
It's okay if that's what you take away from it. I don't mind. But I will say this: if you come on my channel and tell me that you used an ad blocker, fuck you, you're blocked. And it's not because I want the money. It's because you want entertainment, right? But you don't want to buy the tomatoes.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You want to throw tomatoes at me, okay, fine.
But you don't.
But you're fucking buying them. And if you're not fucking buying them, get the fuck out. You know, you like the laissez-faire economic shit. You're like a libertarian or whatever. Okay, that's fine. Conservatives, you know, what's call himself a classical liberal. Okay, Murray Rothbard's your hero, and Rand. Okay, terrific, fine. Then pay for what you're getting. If I entertained you, I don't care if you like me. Pay for it. Sorry, if you're gonna call me an attention whore, then fucking pay me for it.
Yeah.
Look, man, if you're gonna go that route, then go that route, right? I don't make YouTube videos for the money. I never have. But if you're gonna,
well, I mean, I don't think YouTube ever actually meant for people to make money off of the videos. I think YouTube was initially designed for people to be able to come on and just say crazy shit or do crazy things and upload fun videos for people to watch. Because there was a time where if you go in the back earlier, like my buddy Xenomorph, he loves to look at like the old YouTube stuff that's out there, and people used to do some really, really just creative shit with passion.
With what?
And with their people just used to make crazy shit because it was their passion. It was fun to them. It was enjoyable. They weren't making it to make money. They weren't doing it to entertain anyone. It was just shit to just do because they thought it was fun to do themselves. Yeah. I mean, that's why like look up some of these videos like Scooby-Doo Poop or YouTube Poop or whatever that is. These videos, they call them poop videos. And what it is just a bunch of random shit smashed together, but they're so fucking creative and they're from the old days of YouTube. And then you have some sites that they're not making money off of them, but they're doing it because it's fun, like the horror sites where they're literally just reading creepypastas out and stuff. These people aren't making money off this shit. They're doing this because they enjoy it, and that's what YouTube to me is what it should have been.
Well, I think so. I agree, but again, that's that thing, right? You know, that's the sort of ideological thing that people will sometimes bring up, and I get it again, right? You know. But you don't understand business then, and businesses got to pay. Okay, well, you know, like I said, if businesses got to pay for what they do, then YouTube is entitled to censor your video if they don't want it to be out there. They're entitled. That's what you signed up for. That's why this is not a money making thing for me. You signed up. Read the original terms of service. I guarantee you that in every iteration of the terms of service, there has been some clause that explicitly absolves YouTube of any responsibility for keeping your channel up. They don't ever have to, right? You know, Wendy's is not censoring you because they have a sign that says no shirt, no shoes, no service. YouTube is a business. If you're gonna go that route, if you think that, you know, people are in it all about the money and whatever, okay. But then, you know, you got to be like, well, YouTube is a company, and they got, you know, shareholders, and they got to, you know, they got to make some money. So if the advertisers say don't do this, they got to do what the advertisers want.
Yeah, but at the same time, though, I do have to say again that I think YouTube went crazy with it because, again, they always apply it with an algorithm. And their rules, again, I know they're purposely written vague, but they're extremely vague to the point where I could get upset at any video and make it demonetizable because it just... You could do this with cats fighting, for fuck's sake, okay?
Micaiah says...
But that's what lawyers are for.
Micaiah says, Joe, you're expecting people to read the terms of service. That's where you're going wrong.
I know, right?
Look, one thing I've learned, and Joe, you will be able to relate to this, one thing I learned with my time in the military was you read every motherfucking thing you get handed.
Every line.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck you're gonna get stuck into.
I don't care if you got to pull out an electron microscope to read the fine print. You read it, and that's what it is, right? The truth is that this is what lawyers do. They make everything as hard as possible. Because
you have to learn legalese.
Yeah, and the thing of it is that, you know, you cannot. You know, if you're going to be the businessman, then you got to admit that YouTube can do what it wants. And if you want to be the ideological purist, then you got to admit that they got to do what they want anyway. Because if they got shareholders and you're a laissez-faire capitalist or whatever, right? If you're something along those lines.
Well, and like I said, I felt that YouTube is being too vague with it, and I've said this before, and then I said this in my other video, was the community of YouTube, everybody, regardless of what the fuck you guys are, I mean, regardless if it's an anti-feminist and a feminist, or whatever your fucking shit is, everybody's gonna have to come together and work something out with YouTube to push YouTube to help make things better. And in order to do, and part of that is just say, hey, just demand that they be less vague. Give better specifications of what you're looking for. Explain to us what is the problem and how do we deal with it. And then the other thing is understandably, there are motherfuckers on YouTube that are going to get money and that are working on it to make money. Understandable, but you either adapt or you die. That is just how it fucking works. And I can tell you right now, I'm not worried about making money off YouTube, but I'm still going to make videos that I can monetize. And by doing so, I'm going to go around what I have to go around to get around it. Well, people are going to have to do the same.
Well, that's just it, right? Look, a lot of these guys, and the thing of it is again, the thing about reputation, right? People would not have so much of a problem and call it free speech if not for the fact that so many of the people that claim this as an argument, right? They stake their claim. They want to die on that hill. It's my free speech. You really just kind of want to say kike and nigger a lot. I mean, that's really kind of, for a lot of these guys, that's really kind of it. You want to say kike and nigger, and you don't want to have any adverse effects to doing that. And that's, I'm sorry, but maybe if your ass controlled yourself a little better, maybe you know what? Maybe your daddy should have hit you in the head, you know, the first time you said nigger and said, hey, we only say that at home, inside the house. You know, because my kids are allowed to say what they want inside the house.
Well, I mean, it's like, well, maybe if you just didn't go on YouTube spouting how much you think Hitler was awesome and that ISIS is badass, maybe people might be okay with you monetizing your videos and making money off of that.
Yes, exactly.
You know, it's and if you're going to talk about a very sensitive subject like ISIS or Nazism. You have to approach it in an intelligent, normalized manner. You can't go into it sounding like a dumbass.
You can't. Yeah.
In my case, what hurts me is I like to cuss a lot. I like to
Yeah.
say the word, and kids, don't you fucking repeat this. Sorry, kids are sitting right next to me. My son's sitting next to me. I'm like, I like to say the word fuck a lot. As a matter of fact, my catchphrase at the end of every video I say is, fuck off and thanks for all the fish.
Right.
I've been doing my best to at least regulate myself down to where I'm saying fuck a couple times and then at the end of the video. And that's it. And that's what you have to do. You have to adapt or you die. Bitching and whining and moaning is a sign of people that don't want to adapt, that just want to bitch, piss, and moan because that's the easier fucking solution rather than working their ass off to get their shit together.
And I'm sorry, that's it. That's exactly right. And that is, people don't want to grow up. That's what it is, right? Long ago.
I don't want to grow up either. I'm a Toys R Us kid.
Well, you can play with toys and shit. It's like I just got the Halo loot crate, right? And yeah, man. And I still play Halo, and I play with the kids. And sometimes I get wrangled into like, you be this Barbie and I'll be this one, and it's fine. But when you're dealing with grown-ups, you can't just fucking really. I mean, what the fuck is wrong with you? Would you, look, it's like the blocking thing, right? Are you gonna follow someone down the street and be like, hey, why don't you answer my fucking question? Answer my question. Why you don't want? And somebody says, well, look, I don't want to talk to you. I got shit to do. Goodbye. And you keep following them. No, you gotta answer my fucking question. No, I'm gonna tell all of my friends, and we're gonna. Dude, would you do that in real life? No, then why are you doing it on Twitter?
It's a true fact too. It's like, and that's why I get so upset at people that they keep doing that. I'm like, man, just leave the motherfucker alone. Just stop.
Yeah,
Because I don't like to block anybody. I really don't. Because I feel that, okay, I need to be open to criticism. I need to be open to information. If I say something retarded, I expect somebody to come and say, hey, you're a fucking idiot. And you probably did this wrong. And I will fully admit when I'm wrong. But if somebody keeps pressing on me and pressing on me and pressing on me, eventually I will block them. And then they will find another means to try to get in touch with me and say, why are you blocking me? I'll be like, because you won't shut the fuck up.
And look,
the argument is over. I don't care. But anyway, I digress. I do have something to say because I got to get going. Let me see if I can find it. This was absolutely interesting. What's it called? The Webster Dictionary.
Yes.
I've heard of this before.
Yes.
Merriam-Webster Dictionary. Yeah, this dictionary told this particular journalist that nobody cares how you feel, and he wrote a whole sob piece on this thing.
Yeah, there was some guy bitching about... Okay, there was some guy, I think he was a journalist, who was bitching about some definition in the Merriam-Webster's dictionary.
Wait, is this the one about...
No, it's not about feminism. Well, it's not the definition of feminism.
Okay, it was something else.
It was something else. So he got all butthurt about it, and he was complaining on Twitter, and Merriam-Webster actually,
tweeted at him,
fuck off, basically. It wasn't fuck off, but
basically, yes.
I found
he got
it
so
right
butthurt.
I think it's
you found
Gabriel Roth is his name, and he's a writer for Slate. Let's see here. Gabriel Roth is the Slate senior editor and editorial director of Slate Plus.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
And
a grown-up's job with a kid at the helm.
I'll post it in the group for you guys.
You're cutting out, Nurgle.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
You're cutting out, dude.
Nurgle, you're cutting out.
Damn it! Is this better?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, I'll post it in the group for you guys. But the guy's name is Gabriel Roth.
Oh, there he goes again.
Oh, fuck.
Damn
it. You're
I'm
going in and out. Dude. We're losing you.
I'll be right back.
You're going to drop out?
Yes, I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, no, apparently the Webster's, like the official Webster, the official Webster's account, basically told him to fuck off. Like they didn't say fuck off, but
no, they used nicer words.
Yes,
they have a dictionary.
Well, they have nicer words available.
Yes, they have a dictionary, so you know.
Yeah.
And so he got so upset he had to write like this whole article on it. You know, it was so hilarious. It's like, dude,
what was he saying?
Oh,
Can you hear me now?
yes, we can hear you.
We can hear you now.
I posted it in the group for you guys so y'all can see it. But the gentleman's name is Gabriel Roth. He is the Slate senior editor and editorial director of Slate Plus. And he's butthurt because Merriam Dictionary told him.
Oh yeah, no one cares how I feel, according to Merriam-Webster, because they told him like no one cares how you feel or whatever. Yeah. It was hilarious.
Like, why would you assume that everyone on Earth cares about you?
I know. Yeah.
Or even a substantial point. Look, man,
and they want to say folks is entitled.
Yeah, look, man, I am all for like giving like aid to like African countries or countries in South America and other places where children are starving and they have no good infrastructure and all sorts of stuff. Right? I'm all for that, but I don't know these children. I feel for them in the abstract as human beings, and the adults too, you know. I feel for them in the abstract, but that doesn't mean I care about them. That doesn't mean I'm gonna like, you know, my kid is hungry and that other kid is hungry, and I'm gonna like, give me that.
Yeah. So this guy, it's at Gabriel Roth. His name's Gabriel Roth, and he was going on some sort of Twitter rant about the words mean and angry, mean, angry, and mad, or something like that. Anyways, and he went on like this Twitter rant, and the next day apparently Merriam-Webster tweeted at him, "No one cares how you feel."
It's just great that he wrote a whole article about this. I'm like, that's just beautiful.
No one cares how
You're so butthurt that you wrote an article about it.
I gotta say, you gotta come to the realization that the world is a very, very, very big place. And see, this is the thing that I have with a lot of these guys. Is like, look, dude, I am not butthurt by you, right? I'm not. There are millions of people just like you. There are. No one is this special. That like the Sargonites have told me, well, why are you always talking about Carl? Because he's a figure in the community, right? He's a prominent YouTuber that says a lot of dumb shit. That doesn't mean I like him or care about him. That doesn't mean I'm butthurt because I mentioned the guy.
Yeah.
You know, that means that he said something stupid again, which is pretty common.
He's my lol cow for this month.
But you got to understand, man, like this dude, Gabriel Roth here, people, who the fuck cares outside of your family? No one thinks you're that fucking special. I've told my kids, too, all the time. Ryan says, besides the ass counter of the internet, I told my older kids, if you want to see how a person really is, watch how they treat people in customer service and how they act while driving. Yeah, those are good indicators. Yeah.
Here's my favorite comment from this thing so far. If you're going to talk smack to a dictionary, you shouldn't be surprised when the book throws itself at you. I'm sorry. I've been wanting to talk about this for a while because I just thought this was the funniest shit I've seen in years.
It's just crazy. Like, it's just crazy, man. Look, if you're that invested in what other people, that is the least of your problems.
Yeah.
Okay. Whether or not the internet or YouTube or Merriam-Webster cares about you, you ain't got no self-esteem, dude. If you think that, like I'm butthurt because you know gold watch, like I don't think you understand people. I don't think you understand this shit. I've never mentioned watches. Well, no, I did mention watches, but I never mentioned gold watches before, or their ties to economic status ever. And now that I mention it, that's because you did, dude. And you know, and this guy, like, why would the internet care about you? Why is that? Why do you think the total strangers would care about you? Except in the abstract, perhaps. No, this is one of these weird things.
It is what it is. It just shows the level of entitlement.
I think the internet has
actually have.
Seriously.
Yeah, I think that what Rodline is saying is about the crassness of it. I think people have always been this way. I think that the internet lets you to show everybody else that you're a retard.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know.
Well, the thing is in the in the real world, the way people act on the internet is not acceptable at all, and we all know this.
No.
And the thing is when you see the internet, because of the anonymity that you're allotted in the internet, it allows people to act like the biggest, rudest pieces of shit in the world. And the thing I'm going to say is, but that's why we should never remove anonymity. That's why it should be allowed.
I agree.
I should be allowed to refer to myself as Lord Nurgle, the Chaos God of Death and Disease, because my real life shouldn't be affected by some dumb shit some idiot said on the internet or some dumb shit I said on the internet.
Yeah, no,
but
I
if
agree.
you're dumb enough to tie it to your real face and your real fucking name, then you deserve every ounce of stupidity that comes your goddamn way.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I mean, I think you should be able to say the most vile and stupid shit you want to say.
I think, yeah.
And because at the end of the day, when you're out on the street, most people are not going to walk up to some black person or whatever and go, hey, nigger, or whatever.
Dirty. Yeah,
most people...
Although there was that case a couple days ago.
No, but I'm saying most people have the wherewithal to
control themselves.
To contain themselves.
Yes. Not that cop. Not that cop. Remember that cop at the pool party?
Yeah, that
pool party cop. He can't contain himself. That motherfucking thing. Everything is cosplay.
Yes.
Right. Do you remember that guy?
The drop and roll dude.
The drop and roll. Yeah. To stop all those killer teenagers from the pool party.
In bikinis. Yes.
Yeah. That guy and the guy that just recently he and his girlfriend ran over some 17-year-old kid. Some 17-year-old black kid or 16-year-old.
Yeah.
Like, some people cannot control themselves, but most people can. And this has not changed. I know that in my travels, I have probably walked by, sat in an elevator, or stood in an elevator next to us from all manner of scumbags.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I mean, that's just the reality of it. The Grand Dragon of the clan is not going to be out in public calling people nigger on the street. He's just not going to do that. But the internet gives him the ability to do that. And I think that that's great. It just shows you how sick and twisted the world really is. In my opinion, the internet just brings out the truth
Your
in
internet
people.
connection is crap, Joe.
Fuck.
Your internet connection is crap,
Hold on
Joe.
a second. That's me.
Oh.
Your internet.
Well, I can't do anything about it.
I know, but it's starting to storm outside.
That's what it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I better get going. Well.
Yeah,
anyway.
well, we better wrap this up too because there's a storm coming, so
all right.
We need to shut down the machines.
It sounds about that time. Yeah.
We need to shut down the machines.
So yes, let's leave everybody with this. Yes. Rodline says, how many people in the real world would tell someone to kill themselves or drink bleach?
Yeah, exactly.
And Micaiah says,
unless
stupid teenage yet. And Micaiah says, I stand by my view that you can say whatever you want to say, but you'd better be ready to deal with the repercussions of it.
Well, I tell my friends to drink bleach.
And that's it. And that's just it, right? I'm going to sit here, and I'm not really going to have any serious discussion with a lot of these people. I'm going to sit here and go, gold watch, bitch. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go, 3 million subs, bitch. And I'm going to go, YouTube is censoring you. Oh, no. Oh, no. Because, oh, my God. Oh, my God. The world is a drama. Why Shakespeare was right. All the world's a stage. And we are but players on it.
Yes, most definitely.
And some of us are really ham actors. What are you going to do? All right. So, is there anything else you want to add, dude?
Not me. Said already.
Yeah. Have you cut out Nurgle? I think Nurgle. I think we lost Nurgle. Not sure. Yeah, it's going to be raining. It's going to be storming, and it's going to be a bitch of a day.
Oh, well, we had that last night, and it's like it was storming. All the trees were pretty much flat on the road, and it's like, yeah, we have a bit of a monsoon going on now.
But that means tonight is not like movie night or something. Tonight is Tuesday night.
Oh God!
Tonight I take a shower. Actually, tonight I'm going to stream a game, but I don't know what game yet. I do one every Saturday night, but I don't know what game I'm streaming tonight.
On what channel?
On Twitch or
I think I'm
YouTube?
going to actually do it either on my... I have a Twitch channel, but I think I'm going to go to my YouTube channel from here on out, because the simple fact that I ain't getting nobody come and watch me on Twitch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know that problem. You're sitting there almost all alone. Well, or my
You're
wife
literally
is
talking to
watching.
yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that happens when you get old. So it's
Yeah, that does happen. You're just starting a little early.
I'm debating tonight. I'm not sure what game I want to play. If I want to play Doom, or if I want to play Space Marine, or Dark Souls 3. I just haven't decided yet. I'll figure it out later.
Well,
It's always random with me.
Well, let everybody know, and we'll if I can, I'll be more than happy to go talk shit in your ear while you're playing. But again, it's Tuesday night, so you know.
Yeah.
It's one of those nights.
Well, I'm gonna head out myself because I have to go and mow the lawn, actually, because it's sunny here. I know, I've been procrastinating for the past couple hours, not wanting to do a goddamn thing.
See, that's why we condo, because they do that shit for you.
I wish they did that here myself. I'd love to get a condo. I live in a small townhome.
In our old house, I used to have to mow the fucking lawn. Oh, I hate that shit.
Well, the good thing is it's small enough where I can weed eat the shit in like 10 minutes. That's the good thing.
Well,
but I just let it grow too long because I just am too goddamn lazy to do it. But anyway, I do want to leave with this and just say, in my opinion, the internet makes people act more truthful to who they really are than what you see on the street, because they're allowed to be the nasty, shitty person that they actually are.
Yeah.
That's how I see it.
Yeah, I think that's probably true. And that's why the weather is censoring us.
Exactly.
Yes.
Goddamn weather.
God damn you, Bob or God or whoever. Zeus, there. Whoever. I don't care. God damn you.
I prefer Cthulhu or the Flying Spaghetti Monster.
Yes.
All right, well, you guys have a good one. It was fun hanging out with you. Y'all have a good day.
Have a good one, man.
Yeah, I'll talk to y'all later.
All right, you take care.
We'll do. The internet is alcohol? I don't know. No, although it can put me to sleep, I gotta say. But yes. And that's it, I think. Yeah. We will be on Sunday tomorrow night if the weather gets better. If not, we'll I don't know what the hell we're gonna do, to be quite honest. So yeah, that's it. Everybody say bye, or well, everybody.
Just me. Well, bye bye.
Bring the kid to say bye.
Oh, she can't talk yet.
She can.
Go a bit Google Gaga, but that's it.
All right, man. Goodbye, everybody.
Ta-da.